what's going on, everybody? Once again, welcome to fourth quarter. We are back. We are live. Everybody, happy New Year. It is a wonderful day. And once again, you can follow us on YouTube or we have a podcast where you can be where you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you listen to podcasts at. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. Craig
Happy
has
New Year, fellas.
Belichick hoodie on.
Oh yeah.
That means he keeps coming. His takes are gonna be
Lord
his
have
takes.
mercy.
That means his takes is gonna be rough, guys. Anyway, Happy New Year. As you see, I have a Commander shirt because we're probably going to have the second pick in the draft, and it's a good restart for the franchise. I can't wait for a new GM, a new head coach, and probably a new quarterback. So that is a great New Year present to me. I predicted we were going to be bad, but not this bad. But anyway, Mo, let's talk about some college football. Enough about these Commanders. Michigan, I want to get your thoughts on both of the games. And let's start off with Michigan and Alabama.
A great game. I didn't like the last call at the end, especially when Michigan called the timeout and then you called the timeout and that's your play. I didn't particularly like it. Michigan was stacked up in the middle. They basically knew what you was going to do almost. And so I didn't like the call. And for me, I know it's where the game goes, but at what point were you going to adjust to get on the center? It looked like your center was either shook or something was going on. He took almost he took two series away from them snapping the ball bad. It was like, when are we going to go on the center? Or you never saw anything on the sideline of him and his center working together or trying to get it fixed. So it just was real interesting. But I think you truly saw what Harbaugh's been talking about, what other people been talking about the difference between this Michigan team and the last two Michigan teams. Not to say that talent-wise the other two weren't better or whatever, but this particular one, you just saw that can't say that attitude. Like, we're not going to let this happen to us 3 straight years. Like, we're going to get over this hump. So it's great for football. I think if either one of them teams winning would have been great for college football, regardless, because they're two of the powerhouses. But I think it's good to see Michigan in a national championship game for the first time since I know it's been a while since they've even been in a national championship game. Nevertheless, won it. I think they haven't won it since '96. I'm trying to think when the last time was they were actually in one.
96.
So that's the last time they've been one and won one. Okay, so that's So I think that's great for college football. I totally agree with. I don't know if it was Paul Feinbaum or one of the major college people said this might have been Saban's best coaching job. Like, this is probably his least talented Alabama squad I've seen probably the last 10 years. Solidly, I can say that 10 toes down. It's probably the least talented Alabama squad he's had in the last 10 years. And the job he's done, or the job they did this year, was remarkable. And now for the quarterback, he's only a sophomore. He'll be back. He'll probably be an early top 3 or 4 Heisman favorite. And then let's see, they'll probably get some people in the portal, and they always have a freshman or two that's going to come in there, ready to go. So it's going to be interesting to see, where they go. Congrats to Michigan. I think it's going to be a tough game on Monday.
We're definitely about to get into that. Craig, Michigan versus Alabama. What were your thoughts about the game?
I thought it was an okay game. I mean, I thought it was a sloppy game, honestly. The both teams made. I mean, I think the time off really kind of hurt both teams, I guess, or to put on a really good game. Michigan had a bunch of special team issues. Alabama had a bunch of snap issues with the center, and then they also had. But that's been going on all season. They also had the line issues. The offensive line was bad, but that's been going on all season as well. So they never really adapted. Alabama never really adapted to what Michigan was doing. It seems like Michigan was just bringing pressure and just like they just never threw any type of quick passes or like screens or slants or something like that or whatever. Just like little dink and dunk passes just to get the offense going a little bit, and then taking shots. He didn't. The quarterback for Alabama didn't have a lot of passing yards at all. He was holding the ball too long. He got sacked 5 times in the first half. First play of the game, he got sacked. Michigan had the issues with the extra point that was missed because of the botched snap, and then he had the field goal that was missed, and then he had 2 fumbles. One was recovered, one wasn't on punts. So it was just a sloppy game overall. But I thought Michigan's defense was the X factor, I guess, or like the key to them winning the game. I mean, Alabama, you got to give them credit for what they did and what they were able to overcome to get to this point. But they just ran into, arguably, I guess you could say, the best team in college football at this point. Michigan's offense was solid. The running game came through late, especially in overtime. And it was just, like I said, it was just a lot of mental errors that you don't normally see from a Nick Saban coached Alabama squad. And Nick, and then on the other side you got Harbaugh, who the last 2 times he's been here, he's lost to Georgia, and he lost last year to TCU, and now he's finally overcome that I guess monkey off his back, I guess, to get to this point. Still got 1 more game to go. So we'll see if they can pull it out. But I just thought that Alabama just never adapted, they never changed any type of offensive game plan that they had. The center has had issues like he's had all season. Even the last snap of the game or the last play of the game, which, like most said, I didn't like the play call. There was the snap was low on that one. So, but I just don't agree with running right into the strength of Michigan's defense, especially when that's been what's been destroying you all game. I thought they could be done a RPO or something like that, or just something to try to confuse that defense and kind of get them moving a little bit. But it just never happened.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the game, and I've been saying it. I follow I listen to Joe Klatt and Bruce Feldman about college football, and Michigan just proved to everybody they're one of the best teams in the country, and they have a lot of NFL talent. They have a lot. This might be one of the most talented Michigan's team. That 97 Michigan team that won the championship had Charles Woodson, who won the Heisman, and they also had a young Tom Brady on the bench. He was on that team as well. Brian Griese was the starting quarterback. I think that was a pretty very good team. I want to say was Desmond Howard on that team as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So they had Desmond Howard, won a Super Bowl. He was an okay punt returner in the NFL, but he was phenomenal in college. So, that team is great. Then you have Charles Woodson, one of the greatest safeties corners. And then, of course, the great Tom Brady. That team is tough. Harbaugh, I think, just an excellent coach. And then, they took advantage of the center having the issue. The center fumbled a couple times. I think that goes along with coaching. And I think Harbaugh, maybe y'all coach Saban. Now Saban's going to be back. This Alabama team has been struggling all year. It's not one of the best teams, but they'll be back next year. They'll reload. Saban's just a good coach, and next year is going to be very interesting. I can't wait, especially for the college 12 team, college football playoff. There's going to be no more discrepancy about. It is, but I think it's better to pick the best 12 teams versus the 4 top teams. I do think they got it right. It was some really good football over the weekend. And I think Michigan we're going to talk about who's going to win, but I think it's going to be some great football that's being played. Mo, Washington
That
came in through the win to beat Texas. And side note, guys, there's a lot of quarterbacks that up their draft status this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll
Shout out to Bo Nix for
we'll
playing.
get to that. Yeah, well, Bo Nix, that's another one. We'll get to one of the questions I want to ask both of y'all. We'll get to that a little bit later about this quarterback draft class. But Mo, I just wanted to say both.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks up their draft status or stayed where it was at. But anyway, Mo, Texas versus Washington. What are your thoughts on the game?
Penix played. Man, Penix has been all year. Has been a baller. Many analysts said that's probably one of the best quarterback performances they've seen in the college football playoff. So he played well. Their running game has improved. Their defense. Defense has been up and down all year, but they got to stop when they need to get a stop. When they need to do it, they did it. Shout out to Texas on a great season. Steve Sarkisian has them on a great track. But Washington's been determined all year, and they showed a stat. Now I think with that win, their coach is like 112 and
he's
6.
A beast. He's a beast.
He's been in 3 different stops. So he's won.
He's a good coach.
It's something crazy like that. I think it's 112 and 6. I know he's lost less than 12 games or less than 7 games.
He's a good coach. Real good coach.
It's just exciting to see where they're at with it. And I think it's going to be a very good game. You got 2 physical teams. I think it's going to be a real good game. I'm excited to watch that Monday night.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Craig, Washington versus Texas. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought it was a high scoring game like it was. I thought that's what it was going to be because you had 2 of the top, I think, 11 offenses coming into the bowl season, or at least coming into this game. So they both went out there and they put on a show in terms of points. It really wasn't. The first half it was 21-21 at halftime. They were matching each other. Washington scored in Texas, and it kept going back and forth like that until the third quarter. But Texas had the opportunity to win that game. Washington basically almost gave that game away. There's no excuse for how that game should have ended. It should have been a two-score win for them, but they ended up giving the ball back, and then there was a penalty on the punt, and then Texas ended up going down the field and almost could have won that game if the quarterback doesn't lob the ball like that, because I think he was expecting the blitz, and the blitz didn't come as fast as he anticipated it, or it looked like he anticipated it anyway. And he kind of floated the ball up there. But I think if he had thrown a faster, maybe a back shoulder or something like that, I think they would have got the touchdown, and I think they would have won the game. And that could have been one of the biggest collapses in team history, or at least in college football. Maybe not. In the playoff history.
Yeah, it would have been huge.
They were up 2 scores at one point. But you got to give Washington credit. I didn't pick them to win this game. I thought Texas was going to be able to pull it out. Michael Penix played phenomenal. He had over 400 yards passing. So you got a really good offense in Washington against one of the best defenses in college football in Michigan. So I think they were second best. So it's going to be it's pretty much a strength on strength there coming into this game. But hats off to Washington. 2 undefeated teams going into the championship game. So I didn't stay up and watch that game. I heard it ended around 12:50 or 12, almost.
Yeah, it was late.
I had to go to work the next day, so I definitely went up clean up. So I watched the highlights a little bit and heard some stuff on the radio. But it was from the highlights. It was a good game.
Yeah, I liked it. It was late. I didn't finish it. I went to sleep before it was done, but it was a good game. Washington controlled the game a lot. I do think it was good though. Texas was in it. Texas is Quinn. I know Quinn Ewers. He was in a first round discussion, but he did not play like it. And he's returning, and then Archie Manning is there as well, so it's going to be a very interesting camp. Archie might transfer. He hasn't transferred yet, but we'll see if he stays and compete against Quinn Ewers, which I don't know if he beats out because he's had time. But that's something that's going to develop in the off season, just to keep your eyes on. But he didn't play as good as I thought he did. But Michael Penix Jr., and I've been talking about him all year. He is 24 with an injury history, but he can sling it. Now, listen, he is throwing to a first round receiver. That's very true. But I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. They say he's one of the best pure passers in the draft. This is going to be interesting. We'll get to the other question later because I'm going to ask Craig this. We're going to dive in and talk about a little of the quarterback class because it might be 5 in the first round, which is crazy, but it's going to be something that we should definitely pay attention to. Some people might be overdrafted, some might not, but now Michigan versus Washington national championship game. We're gonna do a who you got, right? This isn't gonna be like the NFL. We will say which coach we think is better, which offense is better, which defense is better, and then who's gonna win. I think that's appropriate. I can start off. First of all, I think I think that these are the two best teams in college football. I do think that. I think this is a treat. We get to watch two of the best teams who've been. Washington's been phenomenal all year. Michigan has played good. They didn't have Harbaugh for a second, but these teams are. This is good. This is. I'm excited, and I don't usually get excited about college football. Next year, I'm definitely going to watch it because the Big Ten is going to get some added teams to it. The SEC is going to get some added teams. This is going to be – I don't know if there's going to be any undefeated – it might be some undefeated teams, but it's going to be some teams. The competition is heating up, and I like it for college football. Sorry, but that was long-winded. The offense, let's go coaching. I think Harbaugh is the cream of the crop, but I'm not going to lie, Mo, that Washington coach is good. He's a good coach. He's maybe, I don't know if he goes to the NFL, but he's a good college coach. He's not getting looked at yet. I think it's too many qualified candidates in that area. But I got like Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh is just a good coach. He wins everywhere he goes and might go to the NFL. We don't know. But I think I'm gonna give coach an edge to Michigan. Offense, I gotta give it to Washington. Now, that running back for Michigan is phenomenal, and I think J.J. McCarthy, I think he's an okay quarterback, but he's not Michael Penix. Michael Penix has proven it all year. He's third in Heisman. He's just a good college quarterback, and I think he's gonna depend. I think he's gonna be good in the pros. He is a little older, though. Nick's 24 as well. But I just kind of like Washington offense. In defense, I like Michigan's defense better. But that says defense wins championships. I think that Michigan's defense is going to make a play or two. And I think Michigan pulls out the win. And I think it's a game for the ages. 34-31 Michigan. Mo, who you got? Michigan versus Washington.
Coaching, I gotta go. I want to go Harbaugh, but I gotta go with this Boston coach. I just think getting this team up, getting these players together, how they go about the game, just seeing them. I'm just excited to see them. Every time I see them, I be excited because I'm like, they're a fun bunch. You see, they love the game, they want to play. The growth of some of them players who transferred and some of them over their college careers has been great. Offensively, I'm gonna go with Watson. Just Michael Penix. They got a wide receiver that's on Mel Kiper's top 10 list. I think he's ranked number 6 overall. I think he's ranked the number 2 receiver behind Marvin Harrison. Then
He
they're
is. He's vicious.
then they're running back. Then they're running back Johnson. They have an offensive line who's physical. Then defense, I'm gonna go with Michigan. They don't have the household names. I do know they have a corner who's gonna go first round. They don't have the necessary. They don't have a Hutchinson or anybody to pass, but they do. They play collectively. They play within their limits, and they're really aggressive. They totally took it to Alabama. I haven't seen Alabama's offensive line really get dominated like that in a long time. Like they were confused up front with the stunts. They was getting bull rushed at will. Like it was just I've never seen an Alabama O-line just get this railroad like that. Like it just seemed like a lot of times that quarterback had nowhere to go. Like by the time he looked up, it was something in his face. So I'm gonna go with Michigan defense. This one's a tough one for me, but just seeing how Michigan won that game and the emotions and everything they've been through, I just feel like now I feel like they're like a team of destiny this year. Like it just kind of just feels like it's meant for them to win a national championship. I know it sounds weird, but I do agree with you. It's gonna be a barn burner, but I think JJ McCarthy, it might be JJ McCarthy on a late second touchdown in that class. I'm gonna go 34-27 Michigan.
All right, 34-27. Craig. Michigan versus Washington. Who you got?
I got Jim Harbaugh for the coach. I think it's just the longevity that he's been there for. Like the Washington head coach, he's only been there 2 years, and he's done a great job. Obviously, he's got the team undefeated in the national championship game in his second season. But I mean, before that, he was at Fresno State, and he was at Sioux Falls or something like that. So I can't really take that into. I mean, he's done a great job, but at both of those places. But I can't compare that to what Harbaugh's done over the time he's been in Michigan. Even though he hasn't won anything, or in terms of he hasn't won a bowl game, this is his first bowl win since I think his first year at Michigan. Like he's lost every single time in between that. So, and this is his first big time, like his first Big Six bowl, or whatever you want to call it, out of the top six bowls that they have. It's his first one of those. I think the only one he's won before that was like a Citrus Bowl or something like that. So he hasn't really done anything. But so we finally kind of got a little bit of that monkey off his back. So I got to go Harbaugh. Offense is Washington. They have, like I said, they have like a top 10, top 11 type of offense. The quarterback, Michael Penix, has probably talked himself into. Because I know a lot of people, they didn't even have him in the first round from a bunch of mock drafts that I saw. But I think he kind of played himself. If he wasn't already in there, I think he played himself in there with that performance against Texas. If he can go ahead and double down on that and have another great performance against Michigan, and then win or lose, win definitely, I think it's going to really propel him. But if he goes out and plays kind of like he did against Texas and they lose or whatever, but he plays phenomenal, I mean, his stock is going to continue to rise. I think McCarthy's he's okay. I think he can probably go second round, third round, something like that. I think at one point he was first round talent, or he was projected in the first round. He's dropped then, but maybe he can play his way back as well. Defense, I'm going Michigan. They have the second best defense in the nation. I think they give up the least amount of points in the nation. At one point, I think before this Alabama game, they were giving up less than 10 points a game. So, then they end up giving up 20, but that game was all Michigan. They made so many mistakes, and they just left Alabama in the game. So I think if Michigan doesn't make these type of mistakes with the fumbles on the punt returns and the special teams issues and the missing field goals and all that, I think they could have beaten Alabama by double-digit points. If they do the same thing and just fix those mistakes in this game, and they can get to the quarterback as well, I don't see Washington winning this game. Now, the only way I can see Washington winning this game for me is if they protect the quarterback and give Penix a lot of time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
They can't do that. I don't see him winning this game. I think Michigan wins. Let me go 31-24.
Yes, I did want to correct something, guys. Desmond Howard played in the 90s, 91, when he won the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, then he got drafted by the Washington Commanders in '92, and he played 10 seasons. But he was also Super Bowl MVP with the Green Bay. Played. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you who it was. Green Bay versus the Patriots, I believe, when they beat the Patriots. Was it the Patriots? Yep, it was the Patriots. 35-21. I know a little bit of history. I know it wasn't crazy. All right. Speaking about quarterbacks, Craig. Oh, Mo, we'll do your top 4 college basketball ranking before we get into the NFL.
Quick. So as we come to close of football, I'm going to really get into the basketball more to really give y'all a real more bird's eye view. I've seen the top 4 all play at least once, except for Houston. I haven't seen Houston play yet, and for like sat there and watched them. But right now, it's Purdue. I got Houston. I got Purdue. I got Houston. I got UConn, and I got Kansas. Kansas. Each one of them has one loss. I think the only undefeated out of them is Houston. Everybody else has at least one loss. Purdue lost somebody fluke. Like it was like a team and it kind of shocked you. Captain Kansas one loss might have been to Marquette, if I'm not mistaken. And then also UConn has, I think, one loss.
They got more.
They got 2. Oh, they got 2. Yeah, they got 2, but I think they still in the top 4 though, I believe. Yeah, or somebody else I'm missing.
Nah, those are the top 4.
Yeah. I know right now, I'm in the corner of my eye, I got North Carolina playing Pitt right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too.
Hey, right quick, before we move on, was Jeff Cable ever on North Carolina squad? Whose staff was he on?
Jason Cable was on Carolina.
Oh, okay. I knew Jeff. I knew that name sounded familiar. I was like, man, dude, look for me.
Jeff Cable?
Yeah, he played for Duke, didn't
he? Yeah. His brother. Yeah, Jeff played for Duke. His brother played for Carolina, which is a kind of weird.
Cool. Yeah. I'm looking like he looked for me. He was on the ACC staff or played for him too, and now he's coaching Pitt.
He on Pitt, yeah, coaching Pitt. Yeah. I like to see him.
But we'll see as we get there. Now we in January. Conference play just started. Maryland's playing Purdue. They're number 1 ranked.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. But good luck with that.
It's in College Park, but I
think they dogged us both times last year. I think they went at us both times last year.
Yeah, they're getting dogged now too.
Yeah, it's 30-15. Yeah, Purdue. I mean, but Purdue almost like the Dallas Cowboys or the Buffalo Bills of college now. It's like, okay, yeah, regular season. Let's see you look good. Let's wait for the tournament.
They lost 16 last year, so
yeah, I'm like, you don't even get caught up on their regular season no more. You want to see what they're going to do postseason play. You know they're going to be a good regular season team.
Anyway, man, I'm just looking at this. This is very interesting. Speaking of NFL, we'll get into this, but I do want to ask you this, Craig. The Broncos kind of it looks like them and Russell Wilson are gonna part ways. They told him that they were gonna not cut him in March, but they were gonna move off of him in March, and then they went on a 5-game winning streak. I know they lost to the Patriots, but Sean Payton is sitting Russell Wilson for the rest of the season, and the Broncos are going to cut him. They're going to have to pay him $85 million, but they're going to cut him. Number one, what is your thoughts on the contract situation? And 2, where does Denver go from here as far as a quarterback?
I think obviously Sean Payton is not a Russell Wilson guy, so this is not the guy that he wants to run his offense. I guess the way Russell Wilson runs his offense and the way what he does is not the same thing what Sean Payton. Sean Payton likes to have. He likes that Drew Brees type of quarterback. That sits in the pocket, I guess, and just he's an accurate passer, can light you up, blah blah blah, all that. That's not really who Russell Wilson is. He's a guy who likes to scramble around. He can make plays with his legs. He let Russ cook, all that. It worked for him in Seattle. Hasn't really worked out for him here or in Denver. But I think it's not all. To me, it's not all Russ's fault. I think this year Russ came out and he had not a phenomenal, but he had a really good season, one of his best seasons. I just think that what hurts him is the fact that last year the Broncos traded for Russ, and then they gave up all these picks and all these assets and all these players, and then they ended up getting Geno, and Geno had a better year last year than Russ did, which makes Russ kind of look bad. And then this followed up this season, and it started out the way they did, and then now they started out with 1-5 or something like that. And they finished off strong. But I just think that Sean Payton wants his guy. He wants his quarterback that he wants in there. He wants to groom his own quarterback, groom a young quarterback, perhaps, maybe a veteran quarterback that can play under his style of play. Somebody that he likes and he can kind of just have them take over and go on from there. And then Russ, I think there's a market out there for Russ. I think he kind of proved that he can still play. I think he has like 26 touchdowns and 8 picks, something like that. But
yeah.
I mean, compared to what he did last year, where he had less than a touchdown a game, I mean, and he had double-digit turnovers, double-digit picks, I believe. I mean, you can't ask for much more than what Russ is doing. Now, he's not putting up the yardage and stuff like that, or sometimes he doesn't make all the accurate throws, and he does stuff with his legs and stuff like that. So you got to know what you're going to get when you sign Russ, wherever that's going to be. I think he needs to go to a veteran team. I don't think he needs to go to some team that's not going to be trying to win now at this point. I think a lot of people said this Denver Broncos team was a quarterback away. That didn't work out. So I think there's I think maybe a team like Atlanta. I mean, maybe not though, because you're going to have to. It's his contract situation. I think if they cut him before a certain amount of time.
Yeah, they talking about cutting him in March.
Yeah, they don't have to pay or something like that.
I think it's like a June 1.
No, they gotta pay him. They gotta pay him $85 million. They just don't have to pay him his whole full contract.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. So but they don't want. They talk about they cut him in March.
They don't want. But if he gets hurt, then he's going to be on the roster. So they don't want to risk him getting hurt. So this is the last couple of games, and then they can go out there and just get rid of him. And then I think he's too talented to not be on somebody's roster next year. I mean, I don't know what Sean Payton's plan is, because I mean, granted, the Chiefs taking a step back, the Chargers taking a step back, the Raiders are kind of going in the right direction a little bit, but I mean, you got 2 really good quarterbacks already in that division. And if the coach comes that the Chargers need, then I mean they're going to ascend as well, I would assume. So what's the Broncos plan here? I like to know what their plan is going forward, because I just don't. I don't know what they're planning to do at this point. So I don't know, man.
I mean, listen, this is a real thing. I didn't think they would. I kept hearing reports, but I was like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to pay $85 million, but they are. Shout out to Russ for saying no. Like, this is, we think this happens more in sports than the NFL and the NBA, where it's like, if it's not working, they're going to trade you. They don't care how much money you've made. Look at Chicago. Zach, that experiment's over. They about to blow that up. Toronto's traded one of their best players, right? Or potential to be it. I think the NFL world is like, hey, Russ, you're just not that type of quarterback. Now, I think he is. 3 teams already said they're interested. The Patriots, Atlanta, and the Steelers. I think Atlanta is going to get Justin Fields. That's neither here nor there. I think that
Steelers might not be bad.
that fits Tomlin's perfect. Yeah, he got two good receivers. He fits the Pittsburgh style. They want defense, and Russ isn't going to turn the ball over. He's going to take care of the football. He can play off script. He's a positive leader. I think he fits Patriots too. Patriots have Russell Wilson. They're not where they are at. That fits the Belichick style. I don't know if Belichick's going to be there, but I don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. Those are three teams that are interested in him. And he's going to get another contract. It's not going to be the huge contract, but he's going to get the $85 million. And he's going to probably sign for 3 years, $35 million. Some team's going to do it. I think he's still a good quarterback in the right situation. I'm going to say this again. And I told my wife this. I said, Sean Payton gets all this praise now. He gets all this praise, but he went 7-9 3 times with Drew Brees' quarterback. We're going to see if he's a good coach or not. Because time and time, if the Broncos don't find a solution at quarterback, and they are sorry for 3 years, that's on Sean Payton. So we're going to see how we're going to see if you're the coach or not. He might be. They might draft Bo Nix, and it's over. He's a good coach, but I'm just saying, like, this is on him to see if he's a good coach or not. This is going to be on him. So I mean, we're gonna see. Anyway, Mo, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson?
It was just too many moments this year. Just seeing Sean Payton blow up at him. I think
Crazy.
He had his moments, and I was talking to a buddy of mine about that, and I'm like, you never really saw him go at Drew Brees like that. And I think because of what y'all said, he picked Drew Brees. Like, Drew Brees was his guy. It wasn't like Drew Brees was, there, and then Sean Payton was there. Sean Payton was in there to be able to get Drew Brees off of Miami. Or off of Miami, right? He was in Miami, right?
San Diego.
He was in San Diego. San Diego. Yeah. They were scared of the shoulder surgery, and they drafted Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Drew Brees.
With this, it was kind of like he inherited it. Even though he knew of the situation before he was hired, but it's kind of like, all right, you inherited it. Now, in my eyes, I think it might be another situation where I'm not saying we got a Drew Brees in free agency, but I think he's gonna be better served because he's gonna want to win now rather than groom somebody. I don't know if he's gonna want to wait that long. I think he's gonna want to pick somebody from his free agent class that he feel like can run his system. Who is that? I don't know. Let's look at who the free agent quarterbacks are. I don't know who would be ideal for the type of system he runs. Another thing we got to look at is they got first-round receivers who have not lived up to the hype. If you look at Judy, Sutton, the other dude from Penn State was a third rounder or a second rounder. These dudes, all three of them was in the top 3 rounds, and they haven't lived up to it. Where they been at? We ever heard their name like that? Got to improve the offensive line. So I don't think Sean Payton would have the patience to bring a youngster in there. In my point of view, I think it's probably going to end up being a vet that can run his system that he wants to pick now. Now that they, like y'all said, now that he's getting rid of Russell, he'll be able to pick from a vet that he wants, that he thinks can run his system. I don't know. Right now, looking at some of the vets, I don't know who will be the best case scenario of it. Now, I know y'all might laugh at this,
Kirk Cousins.
But I think he goes after Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins be ideal. I think that'd be the number one dude. We know Minnesota's getting rid of him. Minnesota, that's the thing.
That's the best out there.
So let's see. Russell Wilson's market is going to be open. I've heard top 3 teams I've already heard of is, and the only reason I would say Atlanta, yes, is only if they're keeping their coach and tell him he got to win now, because that division is wide open. Is wide open. So you put a Russell Wilson with Pitts and Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Oh my goodness! Like and the right coaching, that is dangerous, man. That is dangerous. So I could see it, but not if they're gonna get a new coach. Unless they get a veteran coach that wants to win now and pulls that trigger. But I've heard New England. I've heard Pittsburgh. I've heard even Pittsburgh would probably have interest in it with them getting rid of Kenny
Makes
Pickett.
sense.
Kenny Pickett out there. They didn't put him on the bench, and now it was he spazzed out because it was rumors that he said if I'm not starting, I'm not dressing, and he had to go on there and
good luck with that.
Yeah, he had to do that. Yeah, he went on there and said I didn't say that, and he was like, for the media to do that to me, that's messed up. I want to know where his source came from that I would say something like that. It was a big mess today. But it's gonna be interesting to see. But Russell Wilson will be a starter somewhere next year. I can 10 toes down stand on that he's starting somewhere next year. You know, okay. I don't see Russell Wilson being on nobody's bench next year. That's just me. I get
it. It's gonna be interesting. Like Sean Payton gonna have to listen. NFL, the resume is updated every week, so we're gonna see if Sean Payton's a guy. We're gonna see.
I mean, but the West is open though. You gotta look at the West is open. You're talking about Chiefs are trying to figure stuff out.
Harbaugh, right. So next year, McHolmes with a fresh new year, they're going to be one of the good teams in the AFC. Baltimore's going to be back. Cincinnati's going to be back. Buffalo's going to be there. Miami's going to be there. It's just a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC. Now you're talking about Herbert. Now Harbaugh might win the championship and be in LA. That's going to be, he gets Herbert, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Now, they said that'd be the destination because they'll have a quarterback already with that, a young quarterback who still has that elite pedigree right there.
Or you can go to Chicago. You know, it depends. Like Harbaugh's going to have his, him and Ben Johnson going to have their pick.
Can you imagine him going to Chicago? If he goes to Chicago, I guarantee you with him having Big Ten experience, he'll get Marvin Harrison Jr.
He going to get, all right. Let's talk about that. Because I get it. I understand that, Mo. And let's just talk about that because we're both Commanders fans. And I keep hearing different things come out in Chicago. But if I'm Chicago, I'm drafting Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I'm going to trade Justin Fields for a first pick. And I'm drafting Caleb. Number one, I get to reset the market. Caleb Williams is a generational prospect. We know this. This isn't, him and actually Drake May too, because we've heard about Drake May for the past 3 years now. And his play did not drop off crazy. He still put up good numbers. You know what I'm saying? So these are two quality quarterbacks. But if you're Chicago and the number one pick is up for grab, if I'm the Commanders, we have those extra picks too. Yes, I'm trading for Caleb Williams because number 2 to 1 isn't that big. And if you're willing to keep Justin Fields, who doesn't win games, we've seen him. This isn't his first year. This isn't his second year. He doesn't win games. And if you go with him next year, you got to worry about a Lions team that's not going anywhere. And you got to worry about Jordan Love.
I got you.
Because he's there.
I got you.
But I'm just saying, man. I would draft Caleb, but you would keep Justin Fields.
This is why, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna be if you draft another quarterback, right? Because and it's sad and it's messed up to say what I'm about to say, but because of Chicago, that cold weather, they're not really a market where a lot of free agents are gonna go there. So now
you're looking at the money, man.
All right, that's cool.
Go with money.
No, I'm not talking about Caleb. I'm talking about free agents.
They're going to go with money. They're going to go with money.
Money and haven't been able to build that thing for years. Look at the revolving door. Look, if they draft a quarterback, look at this. We can look it up right now. In the last 10 years, they're about to draft their third quarterback in the last 7 years. They drafted Trubisky. What was that? Trubisky was what, 18 draft?
They should have drafted Mahomes. They should have drafted Deshaun Watson.
They still about to get there. But look at this situation around them, though. So we think Caleb about to take what they have right there and turn it into a playoff threat?
I think he's a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Yes,
they're going to still put more time around, not with what they got right there, and say go win in that NFC North. Not like you said, Love getting better. They only going to get better. And look at they had their best running back man hurt all season. Green Bay.
They can have 3 number round picks. They can have 2 first round picks and still get Caleb Williams.
I get it. They can get Caleb Williams at number one,
and
their
wide
receiver or a tackle. I mean, they can get a tackle or a wide receiver at 10. I mean, they can get the dude from Washington. That might be the move. If they do that now, my move might change. But I still a thought process. I don't think you just slam dunk tomorrow, say get rid of Fields and keep it pushing. Now, if they don't draft Caleb Williams, we better run that ticket up there. I'm talking about running so fast you trip and bust your lip. I wouldn't even be mad at that.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a good position. We almost can't mess up.
Nah, you can't. You either get a quarterback or you trade.
Even if we say, I don't think Jalen McDaniels is a first round. I think he is a mid-first round pick. I think Michael Penix is a better prospect than Jalen McDaniels. That's just
so.
Me.
Let me say this: this is one of them drafts. This is one of them drafts right here where the need at quarterback is so bad. You might see 4 in the first round, and I don't necessarily see 4 first rounders.
Maybe 5.
I don't necessarily see all these dudes as first rounders, but because of the need at quarterback, people gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah.
We got about what? We got about at least 8 offhand. We can say at least 8 quarterback needy teams right now. We can almost, without thinking, name 8 that got quarterback issues or might be needy. See, two right now in the division. 2 right in the NFC. 2 right in the NFC East. Because you best believe Giants about to reset. Best believe it.
Yeah.
They ain't staying with Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Giants about to reset. Patriots. Us. Raiders probably, Broncos, New Orleans probably. Yeah, because Derek Carr, Vikings. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting.
Saints.
What? Yeah, the Saints, because Derek Carr is the answer.
James ain't it. Derek Carr ain't it.
Nah, and they can move off of Derek Carr,
right?
2024 if they draft it. Craig, let me ask you. We know what Mo is. You got the first pick in Chicago. Are you trading Justin Fields and drafting Caleb? Or you're like, screw it, we're gonna keep Justin Fields?
I mean, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was like, yeah, take Caleb. But I think Justin Fields has played himself back in. I think, but the way he's been playing the last 4, they won 4 of the last 5 or 5 of the last 6, something like that. So I think he's playing his way back into the conversation of him being able to keep him on the roster, but them being able to keep him on the roster and not take Caleb Williams or whatever they're going to do with the pick. I don't think this roster is that good. So I think when you bring in Caleb Williams, I don't know what you expect. I'm not expecting much from him to do anything. I don't think he's going to win that many games. I think the Bears are not that good, but I think they've lucked up in the last couple of weeks. It's been a lot of backup quarterback. If he had came out in this season and played, then I mean,
yeah, that's crazy. He
probably would have had it probably would have been a phenomenal season for him because there's so many backup quarterbacks that played this year that it's like a record-setting NFL season of backup quarterbacks or third-string quarterbacks or whatever.
Just crazy.
They've been playing this year. So, I'm still going back and forth. I probably would take Caleb Williams, but I think it's closer now for me than it has been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. It's just Caleb Williams. Bro. Caleb Williams if I wouldn't do it for Drake May. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's hard.
I think Drake May might be underrated. Honestly, because I think Drake May could have went to any school. It just happened that
I think so. I'm not gonna lie.
His brother played at UNC, so he went to UNC.
I'm not gonna lie.
Why he went to UNC?
I've been doing more research on him. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think we would not go wrong if we draft Drake May. I do not think we'll be. I think we'll be in a really good position, bro. I think we'll be in a good. You said how? I think he will fit perfect with us.
I don't think we draft Drake May over number 1 overall.
No. I'm just saying, if it's the Commanders with the second pick. I think Drake May is perfect.
He's a really good. I mean,
I think he's good.
For what it's worth, the Tar Heels had like a top 5 offense, top 5, top 6 offense when he played.
I mean, I don't listen.
2 years in a row.
2
years in a row.
I don't have no problem with us drafting. I don't have a problem with us drafting a quarterback as long as we fix that offensive line before we do it.
I think so, Mo. I think we have 3. We have picks. Right. We were smart this year by trading. We got picks, we got money, but I think being at the number 2 pick isn't a very we have a chance to reset our franchise. I just think we're in a good position. That's all.
I get it. I'm not saying we're not.
We're in a good
my problem
position.
is I don't have no problem. My thing has always been against quarterback, and I guess maybe because I'm still caught on.
Drake May has been the same. It's like him and Caleb Williams have been the two good as prospect at quarterback.
But I'll stick to this, and I'll say this, and I kind of stand firm on this right here. From a ownership standpoint, from an ownership standpoint, from a personnel standpoint, and I'm just speaking towards the offensive line. I feel like Howard's been given just as bad as a hand as Fields and Trubisky was. As far as offensive line, I'm not saying skills. We got skills. But I'm saying as far as that offensive line has been that terrible. He's been sacked 61 times. A lot of his picks is because he's been under duress. I agree with you, Jay. I get reset and I get new ownership, GM. But I feel like let's not, and it's messed up though. The quarterback and the coaching is you're always updating your resume. So it's messed up that it's going to show on him. But you got to fix this offensive line, man, before you think about drafting.
Well, Howard doesn't even pass the turn to corn. I told you this at the beginning. I was like, he holds on the ball too long. He does. And he calls too many turnovers.
But this ownership got to make this pick. They can't wait for a coach and let the coach pick this pick. This on.
I think they're gonna hire a GM, and they're gonna let the GM make the pick. But they're gonna hire somebody from a smart football organization like the Ravens. Or I heard that we're looking at somebody from the 49ers, which they're a very good talent evaluator. That's what I would do. And then at the coach, I want an offensive minded. I want an offensive minded head coach, and I want to probably draft my friend Matt. He likes Jalen McDaniels. I agree with you on Jalen McDaniels. I don't think he's a top 5 pick, but I think the more research I'm doing on Drake May, I'm kind of agreeing with Craig. I think Drake May is going to be like a Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert in the right system is going to be good. We have the receivers.
I think Bo Nix is going to be in the right system is going to be all right. I know a lot of people are up and down on Bo Nix. I feel like Bo Nix is out of all these quarterbacks. I think Bo Nix has to go to the right system. Like it's like you can't put Bo Nix in any. You can't put Bo Nix just in any system.
Yeah. He's going to be another person that's going to probably be a first round. We're going to probably see 5 quarterbacks in the first round. Probably.
I know what's about to happen with Bieniemy, right? Let's. I know what's about to happen, right? He's going to get an interview just to honor. No, he's going to get an interview just to honor the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, they're not
going to give him an interview.
No.
Yeah, you know how the game is.
I don't mind that. I think Bieniemy's going to go back to Kansas City.
No, but I'm talking about Washington still interview him on the way out, though. You know the Rooney Rule. After you interview him, even if you know he ain't going to get hired or you know he ain't going to take the job, you still can check that box off. Oh, we gave a. I think
Bieniemy goes back to Kansas City. And then offense, I think Kansas City misses Bieniemy and Bieniemy goes back. And then I think he'll get a head coaching job after he goes back and they're good. Because they miss him.
Matt Nagy can go back to being just a quarterback coach and they can do everybody.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's a good coordinator. I don't think Matt Nagy's a good coordinator, but I don't know.
I will say this. I will say that if Chicago gets a good package, I guess, they get like a top 5, top 10 pick and some other.
Yeah,
I think right now they got first pick and the 10th pick. I think.
I mean, like they get a trade package from somebody like Atlanta.
I get
what you're saying.
Yeah, so right now I'm about to tell you what it is. I'm about to tell you the trade package.
I definitely would think about trading the pick then, but the trade package has to be right.
Yeah, I think they're probably gonna like if it's Washington or New England, it's gonna cost, but not that much because they have the first and the third pick. So it's probably gonna be like a second, a third, and a future first plus the switch. But it depends if you are like Atlanta and you want to go up to 1, it's gonna cost a lot.
Yeah, I saw one.
I think it's not going to cost that much for like the Patriots or the Commanders.
I think one mock draft where Marvin Harrison Jr. would fall because of the quarterbacks. Had Marvin Harrison Jr. falling like 4 to Arizona. They said Arizona might grab
him in a good spot.
They'll stay with Kyler Murray and they'll get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right now, Craig. But right now, got a lot of people, a lot of mock drafts have
So Craig, y'all got a first rounder. Oh, y'all got.
They have. Yeah, they got a second rounder.
Oh, y'all got a second rounder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
round pick of the draft.
Yeah, they said the Patriots would trade the third pick, a 2024 second pick, and the 2025 first pick. But this is from a Chicago website. But I believe if the Patriots and then Bears trade down with the Patriots to draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
I don't like the way that they do the stupid.
And then the Commanders take Drake May. That's why I think we're gonna end up with Drake May.
Man, I don't see it. I mean, I love this dude to death, but I don't see him in the top 10, young. Brock Bowers.
Ooh.
A lot of these drafts keep having Brock Bowers.
Yeah, they got Brock Bowers for 6. He's like number 6.
I'm like,
Craig, this joint is crazy. They got the Vikings. Jaden McDaniels is going to go in the first top 10 picks. So this joint has the Vikings traded for him.
You got the two tackles. You got the edge rusher from Florida State. You got the receiver from Washington. Then I'm hearing this wide receiver. I heard there's a wide receiver LSU that's going up draft boards.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors. Yeah, he's going up. But right now, I got one. It's Carolina Caleb, Drake May, Patriots Jalen Daniels, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to fall to Arizona. That's what everybody keeps saying. And they said they might trade Kyler, but I don't think so.
Yeah, listen,
but I don't know about number 4 though. You playing around. I mean, you could trade Kyler, but I don't know what team's going to take.
If Marvin Harrison Jr. slide to you right there, you might as well take that, baby. And go ahead. You already money tied into Kyler. You might as well.
Take that. They got the Giants getting a tackle, and then Brock Bowers tight end. Tackle for Tennessee.
And listen, he falls to the Giants. If he falls to the Giants, he go to the Giants. I'm gonna be upset. I'll be like, listen here.
They gotta go. Giants is getting a tackle. Tennessee a tackle. It's gonna be an interesting draft. I gotta see who gets hired. But right now, I'm excited for the Commanders. We got the number 2 pick. We can't really screw this up.
It's a little bit of that question though. I know we ain't had this. I don't want to have this all at once, but. Black Monday, how many coaches y'all see fired right now? Like, if you had to give a rough number right now, like today, you had to give a rough number on Black Monday. How many coaches got now? And you can include the 3 that's already gone. Including 3 that's already gone, I got about 8 on my mind. Possible.
You might be right about Vrabel.
I got smooth 8, and that's including the 3 that's already gone.
Yeah, the Saints might let go. There's Commanders. All right, so we agree on the Commanders, and we agree on
the Patriots. Man.
The Patriots, Commanders, Patriots. Craig he called it Tennessee. They might reset. I don't know. Because they're in a weird spot. Right?
I'm gonna name mine right here. I got Washington, Oakland, Atlanta, Pats, Carolina, Chargers, New Orleans, Chicago.
So Chicago and New Orleans.
And I think they might fire Eberflus if they're going to start over. If they're going to start over, I think they're going to fire Eberflus. They're not going to give Eberflus a new quarterback. If they're going to start over without Kyler, I don't see them keeping on to him. Maybe because he finished strong, they might, but I don't know.
That's a very enticing. You're right. That's enticing to. They could dangle the number 1 pick. It's going to be interesting. The Bears, yeah, I could see that, but I don't know that. If he goes 8-9, do you, like Craig said, do you just bring everybody back? That's what you're saying, right? If they go 8-9, you bring everybody back.
Yeah, they feel like, and they let some games go. It wasn't like they was getting blown out. They lost some close games. It wasn't like they was just out here getting railroaded.
It's gonna be tough.
But I think New Orleans let go of Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay lose that division, my bad.
Tampa Bay does it. They play. Unfortunately, they play the Panthers, right?
I said if though. That's I'm putting a question mark.
Yeah, I think
he gone.
because Tampa when they in, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. They win. Same with the Packers. They win they in.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that coming up.
Yeah, same with the Texans. That Texans wasn't that game? They win the end.
Yeah,
whoever wins that game, and they still got shot at the division. Because if Jags lose to Tennessee, and I don't know what's going on with Lawrence. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence playing.
I don't know what's going on, but let's actually that's perfect. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs.
Oh man,
right now, number one seeds for the AFC is the Ravens. The Chiefs are officially locked into the number 3 seed.
Yeah,
they're officially locked in. The Dolphins and Buffalo. This game is for the number 2 seed in Miami. We'll talk about that on who you got. And the Browns are locked in for the 5th seed. So right now it's 3 available playoff spots, but 1, 3, and 5 are locked up. Right.
So
now let's talk about who we think are going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we're going to talk about if you're certain teams, do you rest players or not? All right. So for the AFC, Mo, who do you have? Who is going to finish 1 through 7 for AFC?
So we know number 1 is going to be the Ravens. Easy. Number 2, I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo beat Miami.
You can ride with Buffalo, boy.
I got Buffalo beat Miami now. I got Buffalo at 2.
All right.
Chiefs at 3. Mm-hmm. This 4th is hard because I don't know what's going on with Lawrence. If Lawrence not playing, I might go sneaky pick here. Right now, I'm going to say Jacksonville at 4. I'm going to go Cleveland at 5. I'm going to go Miami at 6. And this is hard. But oh Lordy. I'm gonna go.
We're gonna talk about that game. Snap!
I'm gonna coach that 7, man. I'm gonna go coach that 7.
All right, Craig. You heard Mose. We know the Ravens are number 1, but who's your AFC? Who's gonna clinch with 1 more week to go?
I got Ravens at 1. I got the Dolphins at 2. I got the Chiefs at 3. Jacksonville at 4. Cleveland 5. I got Houston at 6, and I got Pittsburgh at 7.
Damn. That sounds like me. That sounds like me, bro. I'm going Ravens number 1. I'm going Miami number 2. Chiefs are number 3. I'm going Jags number 4, Browns number 5. I got the Texans at number 6 and number 7. I'm going with the Steelers. That's how I'm going.
So if Pittsburgh beat Baltimore on Saturday afternoon,
Pittsburgh's in.
Buffalo, they in. So Buffalo had to win. So Buffalo pretty much had to win and win that division. So they gonna possibly be the 2 to be all the way out.
Yeah.
We might as well. Hey, we need to put that as question marks in. I don't think Maduro State. We gonna put that down as question marks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a big
if they lose and they don't get in, I don't think he comes back. It might be a parting ways, but I don't think he get a pass for that. Like, nigga, you Buffalo, you don't get a playoff.
I don't know. Even I don't know. It might be awesome.
I don't know if we give him a pass.
It might be awesome. Yeah, it might be a Tony Dungy. It might be a Tony Dungy,
you might been here long enough. They gave you the opportunity. Like, I don't think you get a pass.
It might be like an Andy Reid Eagles situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's gonna be very interesting.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you this though. I tell our ownership, you better get him a flight and get him over here for an interview. I would love to have Sean McDermott, Shorty. Hey, Shorty. If they let him go, I'd love to have a Sean McDermott. I don't care.
I don't want no retreads.
Oh Lord,
I don't want no retreads.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I don't want a defensive coach. I want a young offensive mind. All right, so that means the Ravens would have a bye.
Yep.
All right, let's do the NFC. Let's do the NFC, then we're gonna go back to the AFC. NFC, Mo. No, the 49ers are locked into 1, and the Cowboys are locked into 2, and the Lions are locked into 3, and the Eagles are locked into 5, and the Rams are locked. They're all locked in. They're locked in. Well, they're not locked in. The Cowboys got to beat the Commanders. The Cowboys have to beat the Commanders. Okay.
They didn't beat them last week.
Yep, but I don't think you. I don't. Well, we're gonna. Let's say this. Dallas right now is the number 2 seed. Okay, the Lions are locked in the number 3. The Eagles, because they lost to Arizona, is in the 5 seed right now. Because they lost to Arizona. And
but the Lions ain't actually locked in. They can get number 2.
Oh, they can still get number 2.
If the Eagles and the Cowboys lose, yeah.
If the Eagles and the Cowboys lose, yes. Okay.
They need to both lose, yeah.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
And they got to win, obviously.
The Rams are locked in the number 6. Doesn't matter. Yeah, they clinch.
That's a dangerous move. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous. Whoever get that 3.
No, the Rams ain't locked in the 6.
The Rams aren't. No. If they win, what are they? Number 5?
No. If they win, they'll stay at 6. But if they lose and say Green Bay wins, Green Bay could go to 6.
6, and they'll be a 7.
And the Rams go to 7.
Okay, but all right. So
I don't think no team is locked in except for San Francisco.
Except for San Francisco and the Ravens. That's fair.
No,
and the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Browns are locked in, I think.
Yeah. Just for
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Nothing's. The Rams have clinched, but they're not locked into that season.
Yeah. They're not.
Got it. You're right. Mo, what are your 1 through 7 NFC picks?
I'm gonna go ahead and go San Fran 1, Dallas 2, Detroit 3. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay 4, Eagles 5, Rams 6, and I'm gonna go Green Bay 7.
All right, Craig. What are your? Seems like the NFC is easier to predict. What is your?
There's a little more. Ain't too much suspense here. Ain't too much suspense right here now. Ain't no too much suspense right here.
What's your 1 through 7 seed, Craig?
I got the 49ers obviously at 1. You know what, man? I got okay. So
Craig's
Lord, here we go.
I'm a little I'm just irritated because I think the Lions got screwed. This ain't the first time the Lions got screwed against the Cowboys. And they got screwed. I think they got screwed. And it's unfortunate because the Lions right now could be number 2, and they could be playing for the number 1 seed, and the 49ers would have to, the Niners would have to play and actually win that game in order to clinch a number 1 seed. But I mean, that ref should not be able to ref playoff game. He should not be able to ref preseason.
It's terrible. They need full-time refs, man. It's referees are terrible this year. Terrible.
That lineman go over there, and then you already knew the play was coming because he told you before the game even started, and then you just don't even acknowledge it. I understand that the number 70 came over there, but he came over there late. You had already started to run away. Like it's inexcusable.
Refs been terrible, man. They've been terrible.
I'm really upset that the Lions lost that game in the fashion that they lost it.
Yeah,
because I mean, you just
probably should have kicked the field goal though too.
You took away. I understand that, but I mean, at the end of the game, it's just inexcusable, and the Lions should be that you took away seeding. Like the Lions should be 2, the Cowboys should be 5 right now, but instead the Cowboys. So I mean, it just messed everything up in terms of that. So for that, I got the Cowboys at 2, the Lions at 3. I'm going Saints at 4. I'm hoping that the Panthers can beat the Bucs. I just think that the Saints pose a bigger threat at the 4 seed than the Bucs do.
Okay.
Because I think they can give the Eagles or the Cowboys, whoever they play, a better challenge than the Bucs. The Bucs, I don't think that good. Eagles at 5, Rams at 6, and the Packers at 7.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Out of the teams, if you're the Ravens and the 49ers, do you rest your starters week 17?
Yeah.
You kind of have to, right?
You have to now.
In the Ravens, you don't want to risk anybody getting hurt.
Especially after Lamar the last 2 seasons, you don't want to.
You don't want to risk that.
Play. You know, I mean, I obviously you can't bench every single starter, but the key ones, I would definitely.
Yeah, I would rest. I would rest.
Now their running back room is tricky though. Their running back room is kind of tricky. Yeah. So, but I mean, they got enough balance.
It'll be 2 weeks off, but I think they'll be.
That's what I'm saying. It might be a little rusty though. So I mean, you got to kind of figure that into it as well. But
I mean, would you play him a half, a quarter? I mean, would you play him a half, a quarter? Or
I don't think I would play Lamar at all.
Not Lamar. Not Lamar. I wouldn't play Lamar at all. But maybe some of the others, I maybe do a quarter, a half.
Lamar, Purdy, McCaffrey.
I'm not playing nobody. I'm not.
McCaffrey already out. McCaffrey out anyway. He got calf injury.
He got calf injury.
They already ruled him out.
They're not going to play Purdy. They're not going to play Trent Williams. Trent Williams had a groin issue. They're not playing. And the Ravens, you don't want to risk Lamar.
I want to play Bosa. Bosa's had ACL injuries and stuff. I want to play Bosa. Like I wouldn't.
I'm rest him.
I mean, I guess you could. I'm about to say you can bring players over, but you can't.
What?
But you know what's wild?
The players up off the practice line, you still got to have a 53. So I mean,
I heard the dude
that would be nice. That would be nice, Craig.
I heard the dude on the Patriots practice squad might start if Lamar doesn't play. What's the dude's name? He came from Louisville too. Malik Cunningham.
Oh,
on the Ravens squad now. He got him off the Patriots practice squad like 2 weeks ago or last week.
Oh, you think he might play?
Yeah, he might play or start if Lamar don't go.
They're
gonna start Tyler. They're gonna start Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah,
but yeah, you gotta rest. Or if you're the Chiefs, do you rest?
I probably would.
I would too.
I would. How that O line been playing sometimes, how the receivers not been getting open.
Receivers need to play. The receivers need to play.
I'm talking about the reason why my
receivers need to play.
I'm not saying I'm saying the reason I would sit Mahomes with the O line play and how receivers don't get open. Nah, I wouldn't play Mahomes.
I'm playing
Mahomes
is out there.
Kadarius Toney's out there.
Make me have some
MBS is out there. Scott Morris out there. I might rest Rasheed Weiss because he's the best.
Might be the only dude I can give a rest.
Like, Pacheco needs the rest.
And they lead the league in drops. They lead the league in drops.
40 drops.
That's the reason why I think
Travis Kelce definitely needs a rest.
I'm sorry, I said that out loud. I'm sorry. That's the reason why they go on first round. I'm sorry. They play Miami first round. They're gonna play Miami first round. That's ding ding.
So because they're the 3 seed. So you think they're gonna face Miami? We think they're gonna face.
I got
Houston.
Either way,
they got home game.
The only reason they have a chance with Houston because
I think they're gonna win that game at home.
I think they'll beat Houston, but I think they probably lose to Miami. Maybe.
I think they're gonna play Miami. I think Buffalo gonna win. They're gonna play Miami. They're gonna get bounced first round. That's my thought.
Maybe, but Buffalo beat Miami. We're gonna talk about that. Who you got? I don't know about that.
The wild part though, at least they doing better than what they did last year.
Who, Miami?
I'm talking about the NFL. They doing it better than they did last year as far as the. You know how they did the games last year and it was kind of dirty how they did Detroit. Like Detroit already knew they was eliminated. At least this year, nobody's going to know what they eliminated. That Sunday night game, Buffalo pretty much going to know they need to win. Like if Pittsburgh wins,
it's a must win. It's a Buffalo, Miami's a must win.
Right. It's 4-0. So now you ain't got to feel like how Detroit felt. Like Detroit felt like we eliminated already, but we still got to play. Now you're going to let us look like we got eliminated and put us on Sunday Night Football. Like, nah. Yeah. Like, now at least with both these teams, no matter what happens the day before or what happens on Sunday, you know you still got a chance no matter what happens. Now it's still in your hands. It's still what you going to do about it.
So that means it would be the Cowboys versus the Packers. That's going to be an interesting game. And it will be Lions versus Rams. Ooh.
Football too. What?
You said, huh?
They're going to put that Cowboys game on Monday Night Football like they did last year.
What, Cowboys versus Green Bay?
Yeah, whoever that 7 seed is, but I got Green Bay is what I got. But
you don't think they'll give it to the Eagles? You don't think they'll give it to the Eagles with Tampa again?
Nah, that's gonna be a 1 o'clock joint. That's gonna be a 1 o'clock game. That's gonna be a 3 p.m. joint. Yeah, that's gonna be the Eagles. Tampa.
Jerry Jones already gonna be in Roger Goodell in. Like, listen, we the 2 seed. Give me that money.
Yeah, the Eagles gonna do that. They'll probably be that Saturday, that first playoff game at 3. That Saturday game.
Yeah, Saturday. They probably put that Saturday game because they know that's probably gonna be a blowout. They know that they like.
They probably put the who you thinking about either be.
Eagles ain't playing good.
Nah, it ain't gonna be no blowout. But it's gonna be a good game.
That Detroit Rams joint probably that Saturday afternoon game at 4:25. Where I think.
Yeah, that Rams Lions game gonna be nice. And the Chiefs, either Chiefs playing Houston or Chiefs playing Miami is gonna be nice. And the Browns playing.
Hey, listen. Oh,
the winner of the South.
Hey, this coach of the year race might be the tightest in years, yeah. Like you can't get mad at a couple of those. Like it's tough to me. For me, it gotta be so. All right, let me say this. I always said this. I'm not gonna double back on my word. I always said if D'Amico Ryans get in, he need to get it, and I'm gonna stand by that. If he win this joint and get in, would that be 10 wins or 9?
It'd be 10. I think it'd be 10.
It'd be 10, and Stroud missed 3 games, and Stroud missed 2 games.
I don't know, man.
Stefanski.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland. They got Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They have and the Colts. I think they all have a case. But I mean, if the Colts lose, then I think whoever wins that game, I think they take their name. Whoever loses takes their name out of the coaching consideration. But what the Browns have done and what the Steelers have done, I mean, I don't know, man.
It's crazy. Mason Rudolph
quarterbacks too, and so has Cleveland. Houston has been a surprise team. So, I mean, all 3 of those coaches, I think.
It's going to be close. I couldn't be mad with any of them.
I can't be mad with any of those coaches, honestly. I was really Ryans at first, but after what Pittsburgh has possibly done, if they win, they go 10. I just didn't see the team.
10-7 with that quarterback play? That's crazy.
That'd be wild. But Tomlin,
this guy Joe Flacco.
It's definitely been Tomlin's best coaching job.
Look at Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco looks like
the old Joe Flacco. They're gonna be a dangerous team.
He's throwing the ball around like Brett Favre, and he did it last week against the Jets. Cooper. I don't know, man.
Browns gonna be dangerous team like the Rams. I think Detroit gonna win though. But it's gonna be some nice games. We might have the Eagles versus 49ers, Ravens versus Browns, and Chiefs versus I think Dolphins might be Chiefs and Bills. It might be Chiefs and Bills. It might be Detroit Dallas. It might be Eagles 49ers rematch. It might be Ravens versus Browns rematch, and it might be Chiefs versus Buffalo, or Chiefs versus Dolphins. It's about to be some good football. It's about to be some real good football.
I mean, I don't think the Bills can get the 6th. I think the Bills can only get 7th or 2.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if the Bills. I'm talking about the second round in the playoffs. Yeah. It could be Chiefs versus Bills. If the Bills win, and the Bills win,
if the Bills lose and the Ravens beat the Steelers, the Ravens, I mean the Bills are in, but the Bills will be 7th seed.
With the Ravens sitting everybody, man, I think Pittsburgh might win that one.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to win
everybody. Yeah. Bills want to win and get in. Bills basically going to be in back against the Raw. Miami going to already know have to, but Miami going to still want the division. Miami still going to want the 2 seed.
Yes,
they going to play everybody. But they still got people out though. But now you got question like, do you force Waddle in there? Do you force your running back in there? No, I'm talking about they've been hurt though. Do you force them in there with injuries?
Yeah, if they can play, they better play.
I'm talking about injuries though. I'm talking about.
I mean, who would you rather play if you say?
I'd rather get that home game.
Say Pittsburgh wins and you're Miami, you got to play Pittsburgh, or if you lose, then you got to go to Kansas City. Ain't no way.
Yeah. I'd rather play Pittsburgh.
Yes. I'd rather get that 2 seed face.
I want a home game. Yes.
If you're Miami, I think you got to be hard for the Steelers to win, because if the Steelers lose and then Miami still wins, Miami got to turn right around the next week and play Buffalo again.
Yes. They want Pittsburgh. Yeah, they want Pittsburgh.
I think you'd rather have Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh knew they was on. Pittsburgh said, bump that. We stay with the high hand. We stay with Mason Rudolph. We ain't going.
That's why you want Pittsburgh.
Hey, listen, that's why you want Pittsburgh. That's like this Mike Tyler. Mike Tyler said, we bump who we drafted, bump all the other stuff. We going with the high hand. I know we drafted.
Definitely rather have Buffalo versus Pittsburgh, but it might be out of their hands if
Mm-hmm.
if Baltimore starts to sit starters.
Yeah, they're gonna sit
playing all out like they have something to play for, which they do.
Hey, Craig, R.J. Davis was there last year.
Sure was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
was.
balling. Now I'm looking at him like, oh hey,
He's been there for a while. I think it's his
oh yeah.
fifth year.
Now I know he looked familiar. That's why I was tripping for a second. I was like, hold up.
He came to say no.
All right, guys. So we're gonna do is it panic time or not? Then we got Craig's top 5. All right. So is it panic or not? This isn't. It's not really. It's not really a long list this week. I'm gonna give some nice good shout outs. Is it panic or not for the Falcons, guys? Listen here, man. The Falcons are 7-9 and they don't know what's going on. They don't know who their starting quarterback is. Is the coach going to be there? 1 minute the owner says yes, the next minute we got to reevaluate everything when the season ends. It's just weird. Are they going to trade for Justin Fields? Are they going to get Russell Wilson? What is going on in Atlanta? Titans. Craig might be right. They might move on from Mike Vrabel because there's 2 straight losing seasons. Derrick Henry's not happy. The organization might be forced to go a different way. I don't see it like that, but everything happens in the NFL offseason that we don't know. Mike Vrabel could definitely not be the Titans head coach. Will he get another job? Sure. But he might not be Titan. What do the Raiders do? Do you keep Antonio Pierce or do you go big and try to get Harbaugh, Michael Penix? These are the questions. These are the questions one must ask because it's vital of what's going on. Last time you had an interim coach get you to the playoffs, you didn't bring them back. This time you got an interim coach and you're finishing off the year strong. You tried to get the big name before and it didn't work. Are you going to try to get the big name again? Or are you going to get Antonio Pierce, hire a strong offensive coordinator, and draft a quarterback? That's a lot of questions, Raiders fans. Shout out to the Cardinals, the Giants. Shout out to the Saints. Everybody's 8-8. Everybody's playing good. And then I saved the best for last. Once again, we all know how I feel about the Broncos. Good luck with winning without a quarterback. You have a Panthers fan on here. You have Commanders fans on here. We know what it's like not to have a quarterback, and you're just giving one away like it's not worth what it's worth when he's won games. So we're going to see how good the organization is, or you'll be looking for a new head coach in 3 years. Paying more of that money, Waltons. Paying more of that money. And this is a good shout out. This is not a panic or nah. This is for the Washington Commanders. Like I said, I'm happy that we have the number 2 pick. We get to reset our franchise. And there's almost no mistakes here. Let's not make the same mistake and draft a defensive player over Justin Herbert. Anyway, that's the last time we had the number 2 pick. We've traded that guy away. And he is playing good in San Francisco, and I hope he gets a big contract. Sometimes players just don't fit where the organization is going. So, shout out to there. And now it's time for Craig's top 5. What are you going to do for your top 5 to bring in a new year?
All right, so this is pretty much a done deal after the last 2 weeks, but this is my top 5 MVP candidates.
All right.
Before I was Brock Purdy strong for the longest time, and then he put up that 4 interception game against Baltimore, so that kind of sealed his fate. But at number 5, I got to put somebody here, and I mean, it probably would have been Hill, but he's doesn't look like he's going to get 2,000 yards with him missing that one game and then struggling the last couple of weeks. But I gotta go. I guess I'm gonna go with Josh Allen. Like I don't know who to put here, but I got to put somebody. And the only reason why I'm putting Josh Allen here is because he's kind of resurrected the team. They started to win games. I think they won 4 in a row. He has, 42 touchdowns total, 27 passing, 15 rushing, which is crazy. And, he does lead the league in picks, or second in interceptions in the NFL. But I think, besides that, just how many touchdowns he's accounted for this team last couple of weeks. I didn't really want to put him in here, but I couldn't fit nobody else in here. I really wanted to put Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco's been starting the ball. But I'm going Josh Allen just for now. I mean, I don't think he's going to win it, obviously. The last couple games he's played, he's put up some pretty dud performances, but just because of the total touchdowns, especially with the rushing, I'm going Josh Allen. Number 4, I got Dak Prescott. Just because he's got probably one of the best seasons that he's ever had. CeeDee Lamb is balling with him. Ferguson is playing well. Pollard's running the ball. He's kind of starting to get Cooks involved. But he's got over 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 picks. So, and the Cowboys have been winning games. Obviously, one game I think they shouldn't have won, but he's kind of been doing it against inferior competition for the most part, up until the last few weeks. And then you saw what he did against Miami, not really much. And then the week before that, against Buffalo. So, I guess, and then like I said, they should have lost to Detroit, but I think Dak Prescott is up there. My number 3, I got Brock Purdy. Even though he had that crazy 4-pick game, outside of that game, he's been pretty consistent. His QBR is up there at his passer rating is up there at 113. His QBR is higher than Dak's at 72. His passer rating is higher than Dak's as well. He's completing almost 70% of his passes, about 69.5. 31 touchdowns, which, I know he's the last pick in the draft and all that, and that's kind of the stigma, and he's in a system that benefits him and all this other stuff. But, he still has to go out there and make the throws. He still has to play, and he has a great team around him, obviously. So he's been put in the perfect situation. Maybe he goes to, Tennessee. I don't think he's doing this, but just happens to be a product of his environment at the moment, and he's thriving in it. If you look back at what he did last year coming in for some of those games, I think he played like 9 to 10 games in the regular season, and they had a phenomenal record as well and went to the NFC Championship game. So I think Brock Purdy, he was my MVP leader, but that dud game against the Ravens took him out. Number 2, got McCaffrey. Even though he got hurt last week, he's not going to play this week, which is unfortunate. I didn't know he wasn't going to play until Mo just told me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I thought he was going to get 1,500 yards because he's only 41 yards away, but he's not going to get that. So I'm still going to leave him here just for the time being because coming into this week, that's kind of where I had him rated. 67 catches, over almost 600 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns receiving, 14 rushing touchdowns. He leads the league in rushing leads the league in rushing yards. He's probably going to finish at the top in rushing yards. I could be wrong. I think the Rams running back Williams is number 2 right now. So maybe you can catch him, but I can't remember how many yards he was behind him. But
I'm about to tell you right now.
I do like Christian McCaffrey. And if there was I think most of this not last week because we were gone, but 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that if this was a time when anybody was going to win it that wasn't a quarterback, this was the time, just because the quarterback position was kind of like nobody was really separating themselves, having a phenomenal season like Lamar did in, say, 2019. So this was
hey, McCaffrey got to find a way unless Williams going he would have to have a Hall of Fame day. Like McCaffrey got like over 300 shots. Like he over 300 shots.
He's over 300. It'd be something crazy, and we don't even know if I don't know if LA is going to rest, play a half.
They better play their starters because either you play Dallas or you play Detroit or maybe Philly. But I'd rather play Detroit than play Dallas or Philly at this point. But but
he has to have all of it. He has to he needs a lot of yards.
Okay, so I guess he's not going to catch it. So Christian McCaffrey is going to finish the year leading the league in rushing. I think he's second or third in touchdowns behind Mostert. I think he has like 18, which is crazy. But he's having
he is 18.
And my number one obviously is Lamar. I think Lamar. A few weeks ago I was like Lamar has no chance of winning this because I thought it was Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, and then the last couple of weeks Lamar has put on a phenomenal performance. He had 5 touchdowns last week. He doesn't have outstanding numbers in terms of touchdown passes, especially when you compare it to his 2019 MVP season. But it's not always about that. It's just about who's the most valuable. So it's not like always about your numbers. I mean, that's definitely a part of it. But if you take Lamar off this team, where would this team be? And you can say that about a lot of players, and their records probably definitely won't be the same. Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott, the season he's having and stuff like that. But over 800 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. He's got the team with the number 1 overall record in the NFL. He's been healthy this year. And I mean, I can't. I like this. You know what I'm saying? I take it back. I was wrong. I was wrong about Lamar Jackson winning this year's MVP, and he doesn't have to play this week coming up in order to solidify that. So he's already won it to me. I think majority of the voters out there have gone with Lamar. So those are my top 5 MVP candidates this week. And I think that's pretty much how it's going to end. At least the number 1 spot is going to be Lamar. So
yeah, for touchdowns, McCaffrey has total 14 total touchdowns. Mostert is 18, but I mean, you talk about yards. McCaffrey has 1459. Kyron is 1144. Yeah, it almost has 1,500 rushing yards. That's crazy. That's a lot of rushing.
I don't think it's that many running backs that even have 1,000 yards this year so far.
Nah, it's only been 6.
Yeah, it's
Raheem Mostert, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, James Cook, Kyron Williams, and Christian McCaffrey.
You got a few.
That's it.
Have a chance. I think you can get both Lions can both get it. I think
both Lions could get it
away, and Gibbs is like
85. Yeah, you're exactly right.
So I mean, they both have a chance to get 1,000.
Pollard might.
ETN's in there.
Bijan's in there.
ETN. Robinson needs 51.
Yep. Pacheco probably won't. He's probably rested.
Mixon
might. He's 70 away.
Mixon might get it. Mixon might get it.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right. It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Is White going to get it? Does White get 1,000?
Who?
Rashawn White.
He need 85, but I don't know.
Carolina can't stop the runs. I mean, they let ETN run all over him last week. So
yeah, but Christian McCaffrey's he's the lone away. 16 games, 1,400 yards, 5.4 rushes per average.
I would love to see James Conner get 1,000.
That's crazy.
I mean,
James Conner's at 890. Yeah,
he needs 110.
He might, but it's not as much as it has been in the past.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's been more in the past, but yeah, McCaffrey's alone. He's going to be first team All Pro. He's going to get some MVP votes. They might as well restructure. They might as well sign him to an extension and Brandon Ayuk to an extension. They might as well do it now while Brock Purdy's underneath that rookie contract. They might as well sign everybody so they're locked in. You know what I'm saying? Because even if Brock Purdy signs a long-term deal, it's probably not going to kick in till the year or two after. You know what I'm saying? So
Brock Purdy will only be on Brock Purdy be on what? Year 3 next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you know how it works.
Year 3 or year 4? I forgot how
it'll be year 4. They'll probably do an extension year 4, and
that's crazy.
You know, that's probably not going to.
That quarterback only making $1 million. He ain't even making $1 million. He ain't even making 800,000. I don't think.
No, he signed a 4-year. No, so he'll be 27. He'll be an unrestricted free agent. So they'll probably work on an extension in 2025.
Listen, I listen. I know it's gonna sound weird, but
that's what they're probably gonna do. And
about 14 ain't that bad.
I get it, because then they can extend it, and then he might get another 2 years. They'll be underneath the cap, and then he start paying them big money, or that's how they work. Or they'll sign his signing bonus will be $80 million, but yeah, they got 2 more years, man. So I would take advantage of this, because if they play their cards right, they can win their Super Bowl in the next 2 years. I can see them winning the Super Bowl 24, 25 if they bring the same people back with Brock Purdy. Or they might win it this year. I don't know, but they have a chance to. I would definitely milk this chance of Brock Purdy. I would try to milk a Super Bowl out of him. And the way he's playing, he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. Especially Debo, especially if he has a I think they already paid Debo. As long as Brock Purdy have a full off season, and you bring everybody back, I think you got this year and 2 other years. You don't have to start negotiating until 2025.
That defense, you ain't gonna pay that whole defense like that.
Fred Warner got paid. They can the way it is, they can sign McCaffrey. They can sign McCaffrey. They can sign Chase. They can sign Ayuk. They can make all of those different contract negotiations and still be good. Because Kittle's locked up. Sam Debo's locked up. Trent Williams is locked up. And I would extend Ayuk and I would extend McCaffrey. And probably work and extend Chase Young. They're in a good position. They can do it. They got 2 years. They can do it. They're in a really good position. I would definitely milk it. They could. I could see them winning the Super Bowl in the next 3 years. I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, Boga got to finish that. Man, you got to finish that shot. Sorry. You finish
all right.
My bad. You got to finish that short range. You 5 years in, you got to finish that, Sean.
He's been having. I thought he's going to have a better year than this. Man, he's getting like 15 and 10. But I mean, you're a senior, man. Like you should be
the big dude from North Carolina. He came back again after last season.
You should be getting like 20.
What's his name?
Bogart.
Armando Baycott. He should be getting 20 and 10 easily.
Does he have a good outside shot? Is he going to go to the Is he going to go to the league?
He's not good enough. I mean, I think he'll probably be either undrafted or maybe like a late second round pick, maybe mid second round, unless he has like a phenomenal tournament or a phenomenal APC.
He might have run.
That's why he came back, because he wasn't going to be a high draft pick. Same thing with RJ Davis and Caleb Love.
Yeah, I see that.
Are high draft picks.
Hey, 55. I don't know who he is, but that's a good drive to the back.
Yeah, I see RJ Davis here. Yep.
Here's what it is.
Okay.
All right. All
right. Upset pick. Week 18.
Oh, man. Who's going to be interesting? Oh, you already got yours. I got to look.
Yeah, that's right.
I had one trying to be funny, but...
I mean, this one probably isn't big. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna say the Cardinals beat the Seahawks. Coming in hot. Now the Seahawks. That's another team that can be addressing the quarterback position.
That ain't bad.
That's another team that could be addressing the quarterback position in the offseason. They could reach for a quarterback in the first or second round. We're gonna see. If Bo Nix falls to them, I could see them drafting him. I'm telling you, Anyway, I got the Cardinals over the Seahawks. Craig, what's your upset pick?
I said earlier, I think the Saints are gonna win that division, so I'm picking the Panthers over the Bucks.
That's what I'm talking about.
I really hope.
I'm talking about.
I'd rather see the Saints in the playoffs than the Bucks. The Bucks, I think the Saints will pose a bigger threat at home.
Be better football.
At home. Yeah, with that defense versus the Bucks. defense. I mean, the Bucs defense is okay. It's good, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't like. I like Mike Williams. I like Mike Evans. I don't like Baker Mayfield. I mean, I really don't like Derek Carr for that matter either. But I'd rather see Derek Carr against the Baker Mayfield. I don't know, man. I think the Saints will be a better challenge to the Eagles or the Cowboys than the Bucs will be.
I get it. Damn, the 425 game?
Not that consistent.
Mo, who do you have upset alert?
All right. So I don't know what's going on with Trevor Lawrence. So I'm going to go Titans, trying to get save Vrabel job or send him out the right way. I'm going to go Titans over Jacksonville. Which is going to open the door. Which is going to open the door for the even though I did pick, and that sounds crazy. Never mind, I got to go back on this now. Because I picked Jacksonville to win the division and be the 4th seed. See?
But it's an upset alert. It's a crazy upset alert.
It doubled up. Yeah, let's say, because I don't know if Lawrence playing or not. That's why, and you remember when I picked it, I said, I don't know if Lawrence playing or not. He questionable he got that AC joint. He got that the AC joint in his shoulder. I don't know if he's playing or not. He didn't play last week, and they've been putting him as questionable. I don't know if he's playing Sunday or not. When I just looked at the ESPN app, they still got him as questionable. So I don't even know if he's playing.
Yeah, they just say he's hopeful.
Yeah, so I'm like, I
don't know, Lawrence.
I know. Shoot, I think Tannehill going to show out. He's trying to audition for a team because Will Levis not playing. I mean, he going to audition for a team to be a backup though. Tannehill not starting no way.
Nah, I think that Trevor Lawrence, he might not play. And I think the Titans are going to give Will Levis a full season. They're going to give him a full season of starting. So they might send him. They might. I don't know. I don't know. What's today? Tuesday? We'll find out Wednesday if he practices limited. So he said Lawrence will be able to practice on limited basis. So we'll see tomorrow. If he practices limited, then he'll play. But I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. It's gonna be some nice football. Even though we do have teams sitting, the Chiefs are probably gonna sit. The 49ers are gonna sit, and the Ravens are gonna sit. The Browns might sit too. You kind of want Joe Flacco. I think they're locked into that 5th seed. I think you kind of want Joe Flacco. You kind of want Joe Flacco to be rested. I would think so. I think he's a little bit older. I think he can go with a good light practice. They got a lot of injuries too. So this is going to be interesting. But this is my favorite part of the show. It is where we break down NFL matchups every week that are pivotal to playoffs and playoff seeding. Who you got? Let's go. And that's what I'm talking about. Almost a short one, but a lot of teams are resting, so it's not, last week it could have been 5 games, but this week we're going to start off with the Texans versus the Colts. Mo, who you got?
Coaching, I'm going to go D'Amico Ryans. Just a heck of a job. Navigating. He made a move, went up to get, drafted Stroud, and then went up to get Will Anderson. Both have produced. And he has his team playing and believing at a high level. I think he's the coach of the year. Definitely, if he wins this game, he's coach of the year. But I feel like he should finish no worse than number 2. Offense, I'm gonna go offense. I'm gonna go with the Texans. I just think with Stroud playing a little bit better than Minshew. Even though Taylor, I think it's gonna be a heavy Taylor game, Jonathan Taylor game. But I'll go with the Texans. Defensively, I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. I think the Colts have made some moves, but I think defensively the Colts have played well. In this game, sometimes you want to lean on the young dudes, the young guys, and believe in themselves, but I think the Colts got a little bit more experience, and I think they might lean on this. And I think this is where even with a backup having Minshew, and I think Jonathan Taylor, I think some of the dudes on Colts team is going to want it a little bit more. I'm going to say the Colts in a tight one, late second field goal, 30-27.
Oh, okay. Craig, Texans versus Colts. Who you got?
The coach is close because I think both coaches, both coaches have done a great job. I've been on, I guess, Ryan since the team has started to ascend, but I haven't really given any love to Shane Steichen. You got two first-year coaches, and what Steichen has done without the number one overall pick, or not number one, but they're the first round pick, and Anthony Richardson, and then they didn't have JT for a while. Trying to find that number one or that number two receiver next to Pittman. They traded, or they got not traded, but they got rid of Shaq Leonard. It's hard for me to pick against that, but I got to go Houston just because I didn't expect Houston to be in this situation. I thought they would be in a rebuild. I didn't think they would be anywhere near playoff contention, even though they played the NFC South, which is an easy schedule compared to what they had last year or what they will have next year. But I just think that the job that DeMeco Ryans has done, especially being a defensive-minded head coach, and the offense is ascending the way it is, I got to go with Houston slightly. But Shane Steichen has done a phenomenal job. Offense, I'm going with I'm going with Houston slightly just because of the quarterback play. The running backs, like Pierce, hasn't been. I think he's hurt or he's in and out or he hasn't been consistent. They got Singletary. Tank Dell's out. Like they're missing some key players on that offense in terms of ball catchers. Pittman is back for the Colts after being out last week, I believe, or the week before last. I think Pierce stepped up last week with Pittman coming back and him not being, I guess, at 100% possibly. He stepped up and had a really good game. He had a touchdown catch. Downs has been consistent for the most part. The quarterback, Minshew, I like Minshew. I thought he was going to be a really good backup. He hasn't been horrible.
He's a good backup, I think, man.
Solid backup, but he just hasn't, I guess, had the year that I thought he was going to have when he took over. Just because I seen what he did in terms of his numbers that he had when he was in Jacksonville. The record wasn't great, but his numbers overall were solid. But he's been okay. He's been serviceable, but I got to go Houston. Defense, I'm going Colts on defense slightly. They're kind of right with each other in terms of yardage, and the Colts have a little bit more team sacks. So it's kind of close, and the Ryans is definitely, like I said, he's a defensive guy, but this is his first year with his team. So I think the defense is only going to get better with his experience and his expertise there. But I'm going with the Colts slightly. I picked the Texans to win this game. It's a road game. It's a tough division game. I just think that Stroud is going to make a few more plays. He's back in the lineup this week, or again after it was last week. Gets a full week of practice, and he's just he's going to be able to bring it home. He's going to get this team to win. So give me the Texans 27-23.
Oh man, Houston Texans versus the Colts. Who thought that they at the beginning of the year? Shout out to Corey the Colts and Texans. Shout out to Maul too, two of my good friends, are Colts fans. Who would think at the end of the year the Colts and Texans will be playing their final game to be a playoff? Nobody predicted that. I sure didn't. I surely didn't. That's testament to both coaches. I love D'Amico Ryan, what he's done with CJ Stroud. He's been known to take over a room and be a head coach for a long time, and he's proving it. Shane Steichen, you can see how much the Eagles miss him. He's a beast, man. He's doing this with Gardner Minshew. Once again, one is a young, up-and-coming defensive coordinator, and one is an up-and-coming young offensive coordinator. But the way that Shane Steichen has, I'm not going to lie, we discussed Coach of the Year. These are two Coach of the Year candidates, and it's so close. I wouldn't be mad if they gave it to Shane Steichen. I wouldn't. How could you be mad when everybody thought this was the coach rebuilding year? They draft Anthony Richardson at 4. And now you have Anthony Richardson come back, and this will be his second year in the system. He's already recovering from the shoulder surgery faster than perceived. This Colts team is revved to go. This division looks like it's not Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look like he's going to be ruling the division forever because it looks like Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud, who's already come and have arrived. So I'm going to give it to Shane Steichen. But this is just two battle against two offensive defensive minds, and I can't wait to see them play chess against each other on the field. Offense, I kind of got to go with Texans because of Stroud. He misses with a concussion. He comes back. He puts up 26 points like he never left. That's CJ Stroud is. I love him. I've liked him at Ohio State. I loved it when Houston picked him. I don't care about his one-to-look score. I knew he was going to be a baller. We talked about it. I just like him. And no shout out to Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is the second. I think he's the best backup in the league. I think Gardner Minshew is the best backup in the league. He's winning. Now you got teams like Orlando. Like, should we give him another shot? I don't think he goes anywhere. I mean, it depends. You probably got to pay him good backup money. I think he likes it there. He followed Shane Steichen from Philly, but I just like Houston, Texas offense. Defense, I'm going to go with the Texans. But I mean, the culture right there, though. So this is, once again, this is just the battle of the minds. D'Amico Ryan's a defensive coordinator. Shane Steigen's an offensive guy. This is going to be a matchup, but I think that Houston, D'Amico just has more. I can't even say command of that side. It's because the Colts offense is playing good and Michael Pittman coming back. But overall, I just think the Texans are a better team. I think the Texans are going to win. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be defensive. I think the Houston Texans win 27-24. I think it's going to be a good game. Craig. Bears versus Packers. Who you got? A lot of Justin Fields talk.
Okay, so coaching, I think I'm gonna just I'm going Matt LaFleur. I think that the team they were struggling there for a little bit. They had a little stretch, and people were questioning if Matt LaFleur should still be the coach. They were questioning if Jordan Love should still be the quarterback. And Jordan Love has turned in. He's got 30 touchdowns. He's third in the league in touchdowns right now, behind Dak and Brock Purdy. Which look at all the other quarterbacks in the league who have played pretty much every game or who have played every game. And Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. These are Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And I didn't see Jordan. I thought Jordan Love was going to have a pretty good year, maybe like in the mid 20s, maybe at his peak. But he's
balling.
he's exceeded that, and then he's not turning the ball over like he was at one point during the season. He's had a nice stretch since then, and he's been hanging on to the football. So I got to give Matt LaFleur credit for that. I think he's kind of helped Jordan Love grow into that offense and giving him confidence. So give me Matt LaFleur for the coach. Offense, I still got to go Green Bay, even though the offense isn't outside of Jordan Love. Offense isn't. I mean, there's no spectacular wide receiver there like DJ Moore, for example. But I just think that with Jordan Love playing the way he's been playing and not turning the ball over and having 30 touchdowns in his first year under center, I mean, you got to give him credit. And he's done it without a consistent running game because Aaron Jones has been in and out of the lineup. AJ Dillon's been kind of banged up a little bit too. He's kind of in and out of the lineup. Both of them guys have been banged up. Jones more so than Dillon, but he's also lost Watson, and he's still been able to put up numbers with the guys that he has on his roster. I mean, you got to give him credit for that. Justin Fields he's started out slow, and there were questions, and there's still questions, but there were more questions at the time. But he's been able to pick it up, and he's kind of turned that corner, and now he has the team sitting at 7-9. So you have to give him some type of credit for that because the team was dead in the water. The team was looking at at one point, the team was looking at 1 and 2 overall picks in this year's draft. And now they're looking at 1 and maybe like 8 or 9 or something like that. So the team has played better than I thought they were going to. I don't know if it saves Matt Eberflus's job, but I mean, it's not as easy as it was like 5 weeks ago when you consider just say, okay, yeah, he's definitely getting fired. He probably still is, but it's more of a conversation now than it was back then. Defensively, I think Green Bay. I probably would take the Packers slightly. I think both defenses aren't playing phenomenal. I think the Bears. Let me see here. The Bears have a higher in terms of total yards against. They're giving up less yards. The Packers are giving up less points. I think both teams have played okay. Neither defense has kind of taken over and established themselves as dominant, especially after what the Bears went out and signed Edmonds and Edwards in the offseason. And I thought maybe the defense, they were trying to get back to that Chicago-style defense that they had and what they're known for. But the defense, it's been okay. It hasn't been nothing special, but I think it has started to get a lot better as the season progressed compared to how it was early in the season. This is a must-win game for Green Bay. I don't know. Maybe there's a situation or a scenario where they can still lose and still get in. I think if they lose and Seattle loses, they might still be able to get in, but I don't know if they want to chance that, obviously. So, and they're playing at the same time, so they're going to be doing that scoreboard watch. But I think Green Bay gets it done. They're at home. They know the situation. They had the same situation last year with Aaron Rodgers, and ended up losing that game. This is a chance to redeem themselves and get into the playoffs. I think they're going to do it. I like the Packers here, 30-20.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's good. Who you got? Bears versus Packers. Listen, I've been a Jordan Love fan since he was at Utah. I liked his arm. I knew sitting behind Rodgers, everybody was like, "Oh, that's too long." I don't know. He's put up the same numbers Rodgers did. I shared a stat with Mo earlier today. Jordan Love has 3,843 pass yards and 30 touchdowns this season. The greatest Bears in history have 3,838 yards and 29 passing touchdowns. And you want to keep Justin Fields. Okay. I'm just saying that this is just – you're going to see this guy in your division, and I know Chicago's big on defense, but they're going to understand what it is to have an elite talent, a quarterback. Matt LaFleur and Matt Eberflus. Shout out to Matt Eberflus. He has his team playing well. They got blown out at certain times of the year. He traded for Montez Sweat. They paid him. The defense is playing good. They're 7-9. He's done a great coaching job. He's calmed down Justin Fields and has allowed him to be more of his own. But Matt LaFleur, listen, Craig just broke down Jordan Love's stats, man. That Matt LaFleur, do y'all know the Green Bay has the youngest team in the NFL? And they could be in the playoffs? That's just great for the future. And that's Matt LaFleur coaching it. And I don't know what Jair Alexander was doing. Yes, he should be suspended. It was ridiculous for him coming out on the field. He sounded crazy. He talked crazy. You just come on. Come on, guys. He had to get suspended. It was crazy. And he almost messed up the call. Anyway, I think I got to give it to Matt LaFleur. Offense, listen, it's nothing wrong with Justin Fields. He's been playing good, but Jordan Love has just been playing better. And all those receivers that Jordan Love doesn't have a DJ Moore or Cole Kmet. He doesn't. That's a fact. He's playing with players, Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, and Craig just said it. Like, they're not DJ Moore. That's just a fact. Or Cole Kmet. And Jordan Love is still playing at a high level. And also they have Aaron Jones. Once again, I'm picking Packers offense. And defense, Chicago's actually been playing really good defense. I kind of probably going to give it to Chicago's defense a little bit more. I think they're really close as far as rankings. Let me see, because total defense is crazy. But yeah, Chicago Bears are better than the Packers. So that's why I gotta give it to Eberflus. The Bears defense has been balling. But I just think that this is the conundrum that Chicago is at, and they're going to end up going against Jordan Love, who could be an elite quarterback, because that's what he's going to look like now, especially with more time with Watson and Dubs, and he's just going to get better. I think the Packers win and get to the playoffs, and he owns Chicago once again. Packers are going to own Chicago, which is, it's up to Chicago to make necessary moves to keep up with the competition in the division. Because Vikings could move offenses, and Vikings could draft a quarterback as well, and you might be looking uphill. So I got Packers winning this, and I think it's going to be a statement win. I think it's going to be 30-17 Packers. Mo, Packers versus Bears, who you got?
Ah, man. Coach. I got LaFleur. The job he's done, like you said, youngest team in the league, youngest offense in the league. So when you have also a young quarterback and you put a young team around him, and you don't really put no vets around him, you're still winning, that's great coaching right there. Defense, I'm gonna go Bears. I love what they're doing with Edmonds. They got from the Bills. Sweat been balling since he got there. I think with a full off season together and them added pieces, they can be dangerous next year as far as that defense. Offense, I'm gonna go offense. I'm gonna go Green Bay, man, just because how Jordan Love been playing. I love how Dobbs has come along. Dylan still run the ball. They haven't even got Aaron Jones fully back running. So I don't even know if he's played yet. He's been gone for like 5-6 weeks. So that's their best back, and they still been winning without him. In this game, Green Bay needs it. I think the only reason I think Eberflus at this point might get fired is because they might reset, and if they're going to reset, they might want to hire a coach to get their own guy. I don't know if they're going to let him trade Fields or sit here and tell him we're going to draft Fields and then ask him who he wants. I think they might force the hand, to say, hey, we're going to go with our guy, a new coach, because are they already going to give him the time to develop a new quarterback? So I don't know if they're going to do that. So I think Green Bay is going to win this game. Like I think Craig said it, not to let the same thing happen twice. You was in the same position last year. I think they're going to win. Let's go tough battle. Let's go last second field goal. Let's go 24-21. Let's go Green Bay in a tight game. It's gonna be a tight one.
It's going to be good. Actually, I don't know why I have this on here, so we're going to skip that one. I think everybody's going to agree with the Vikings and the Lions. I think pretty much.
I mean the Lions might sit people, but that don't really have no playoff impact necessarily. But it do because Lions see them. But yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's probably gonna pick the Lions. I don't.
Yeah. Really I think they're gonna play the players if they still think it's seeding. Like, is that a 1:00 game?
That is. I'm about to tell you right now. It is a 1 p.m. game. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because so what they did was they put Dallas and Philly at the same time, so ain't no scoreboard watching. They playing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing they did do. They put Dallas and Philly at the same time, so it's nobody finishing before.
So the Vikings probably are going to play their starters to win out because they still have a chance at the number 2 seed.
The Vikings?
They're not going to sit. No, the Lions. Yeah, they're not going to. It's a divisional game. They win and go 12-5. Say Dallas loses.
But they need Dallas and Philly to lose.
Yeah, but what if they both lose? You know what I'm saying? So like,
it's possible.
Yeah. I think they're going to play. I think Lions are going to try to play, dominate the game, and then sit their starters.
Try to get up early. Yeah, maybe try to get up 2-3 scores early and sit, and maybe
and
just
sit their starters. Yeah.
I'd rather lose than
because Vikings don't really have a court. Nick Mullins is starting. It's in Detroit. They're going to blow them out the water, and then they're going to sit their starters.
I can see it, though. Just the way they lost to Dallas, just to keep a rhythm,
I would play my starters. Yeah. I would try to punish them. I would try to run the score up, and then mid-third quarter, sit my starters. Everybody sit. It's 24-10, and it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. I'm sitting my starters if I'm the Lions. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Lions, like, all right, we're good. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of have to play their starters because they want to get that win. They want to get it. And I'm glad that they put the Eagles and Cowboys at the same time, and they're both divisional games, and they're both on the road. So there's no scoreboard watching. That's going to be good. That's good. That's going to be nice. They're probably both going to be on TV too. Probably CBS and Fox. Yep, I can see that. I could definitely see that. All right, and now game of the week, Craig. Bills versus Dolphins. Who you got?
Coach, I'm going McDaniel. Yeah, I'm going McDaniel. Just because I think that he's got the team in a position at home where basically if you win the division. I mean, even if they lose, they still in the playoffs. So it's not really a win-win because if you lose, you go on the road. But I mean, they're still in the playoffs. A position they were in last year. But as long as everybody is healthy, especially at the quarterback position, Tua has had a relatively healthy season compared to last year with the concussions. And I know there were a lot of question marks coming in here this season about Tua with his health and things like that. And can he be healthy? Can he be trusted? All this stuff. And he's been able to kind of quiet those critics for the most part. He's had an MVP type of season, or he was in the conversation at one point up until last week when he kind of put up the dud like Brock Purdy kind of did. So, I think that his team being, granted they haven't really had, other than that Dallas win, they haven't really beaten anybody versus look at the Bills. They won 4 straight, but they kind of struggled out the gate a little bit, or at least had that stretch in the middle where they were struggling. But I think the Bills, at least for me, I picked the Bills initially to win that division. So, and the fact that they still have a chance to win the division, but they're not in control of it like they have been in the last couple of years. So I'm going with McDaniel. Plus that offense the team has had this year has been crazy. Offensively, as I got to go with the Dolphins. The last couple of games for Josh Allen have been like terrible, dud games. Fortunately, they've been able to win those games. But look at the game he had last week against New England. It wasn't like he put up phenomenal numbers. Even the game against the Cowboys, where they just ran all through him, but his numbers, he completed like 7 passes. I'm looking at Diggs. This is really disappointing because it hits home. I had Diggs on fantasy, and Diggs sucked. He sucked last 6 of the last 7
weeks.
He hasn't had a touchdown. He's had 1 touchdown like 6 of the last 7 weeks. He hasn't had more than 74 yards in 6 of the last 7 weeks. Like he's been putting up dud numbers, and it's just been unfortunate. And it happened right around maybe a little bit after Dorsey got fired, the OC, the former OC.
Yeah.
Ever since he's gotten fired, or kind of right around that time, he's been kind of just putting up terrible numbers. I don't know what the offense is doing. I don't know what's going on. I know they've been running Cook a little bit more because he has 1,000 yards, and that's cool. But your number one receiver is Stephon Diggs, and he hasn't done really much of anything. On the other side, I look at Miami, and if Waddle's healthy, and Mostert's healthy, and obviously they got Hill and they got HN. And okay, I'm going with the Dolphins. So I'm hoping that I want to see a healthy team, because we didn't. Granted, I don't think they would have beat the Ravens last week, but we didn't get to see the Dolphins at full strength. And then they also lost some players on defense and things like that. So with Chubb, and so I just want them to be 100% healthy or close to it. But overall, I'm just sticking with the Dolphins offense. Defense, I'm going with the Bills. I think the defense, granted, Miami's offense is starting to play a little bit better outside of that Ravens game where they just got destroyed. But and they lost some players, like I said. But even though the Bills have lost players, they lost those players early in the season, so they've kind of adapted to it, and they've kind of figured some things out and put some pieces where they needed to be, some players where they needed to be, and things like that. So they kind of figured it out, and it's kind of got them to these big wins. I mean, the game against Dallas, like that's I can't take that away from how they just punished Dallas. So I got to give the Bills credit for that. Like I said, Miami's defense is playing well, but I'm going Buffalo there. For this game, this is definitely, obviously for Buffalo, it's unless Pittsburgh loses, this is a must-win for them, and they'll find that out as soon as that game's over on Saturday, so they know what they're playing.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be vicious, yo.
This should be a good game, but every time it looks like it's supposed to be a good game on paper, 49ers, Ravens, Dolphins, Ravens, Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, 49ers. Like, it just turns out to be a terrible game. And I'm hoping this isn't the case, because this is the last Sunday night game, or the last Sunday night regular season game. And you would hope that it's going to be a good game. Like it was last year, or not last year, 2 years ago, I think, with the Chargers and the Raiders or something. I'm going Dolphins here, because I picked them earlier. I'm still picking them, and this is going to knock out the Bills from the playoffs. I think Hill has a big game. I'm hoping Diggs has a decent game, I guess. But give me the Dolphins 35-31.
Oh,
hey, James, hold up before we move forward. Hey, man, Craig, y'all owner just got fined $300,000 for throwing and drinking people, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
That was
Like,
crazy.
you know,
You see that, Dre? You see that,
I
Dre,
mean,
bro?
he just away from security. He was like,
I
I
want
let
him-
security handle it, but
I want him going. Like, I want him out.
He's
ASAP.
wild.
It's not gonna happen. But man, he sucks as an owner. He's so erratic.
I just seen on my ESPN app. They was like, he got fined $300,000.
Yeah, I seen that.
That joint is crazy.
That's only 1%. They said it's only 1% of
It's
1% of
crazy.
his salary though. That's only 1% of 1% what he make.
Yeah,
They say he's the second. I think he's the second. They say he's the second richest owner in the NFL.
I think so. Yeah,
He is.
Yeah, he's second.
He's up there. But yeah, I'm glad he got fined, but it ain't gonna really do nothing to his pockets.
Yeah, at all.
They need to get him out of there. I don't know why he was at the game on that, man. He be trying.
Yeah, he's crazy. Miami versus Buffalo. This game is big. This is a playoff game. This is for the division. This is a big game. Coaching, I like Mike McDaniel. I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching Hard Knocks. It's a treat. Because first I was last week, I was off for work last week. And oh man, next year I already took my time off.
I'm definitely taking 2 weeks off next week.
I'm taking 2 weeks off next year. You see that, right? I'm taking 2 weeks.
I'm taking the week of Christmas off. I'm taking the week after Christmas off. I ain't going back to work.
Me too. I ain't going back to work till the 6th grade. I looked today, I was like, oh, I'm putting my thing in early.
I might
First one in.
off. I might take that Friday.
I'm taking the 20th. I'm taking the Friday the 20th.
Yeah,
I'm not working. I'm gonna have 2 weeks because I had this week off. I'm not gonna lie. It was some of the best time of my life. And so y'all remember that Tuesday? I ended up actually getting sick that Tuesday night. I went to work the next day. Oh, I was hurt. I was at work like I need to get home. And I'm supposed to film with Rose on Thursdays. I didn't film with her. We talk about HBCU stuff. Like what's going on at HBCUs and yeah. So it's way different from this platform. This platform we talk about straight sports. And I was sick all the way until Christmas. And I started feeling better at Christmas. Yeah, I was out back mode for 4 or 5 days. I was hurting. I was out back. I couldn't, man. I think I had the flu, yo. For real, man. I was gone for about 4 or 5 days. I was just chilling, getting rest. And then the last week I was really off of work. It was phenomenal. I was like, I gotta do this every year. It was like I got to watch all the football games. I got to stay up late. I got to sleep in. I got to clean my house. Yeah. It was a good time.
Hey, Jay, you made a good call leaving Marjorie. You made a good call leaving Marjorie. You did.
What? I told you what to sleep.
Man, nah, you made a good call, though.
What? Like, Sunday?
Yeah, Jay's like, you ain't gonna catch me. I'm leaving by here 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm out. I left at 9:30. Y'all crazy. I left around 9:15. Right? I'm not staying there. Mom gonna be asleep by noon.
He made it.
He was wasted. He was out back. I know he was. You only gotta tell me. Anyway, so yes. Anyway, back to we got that, Craig. I'm glad we're thinking about that on the same. We on the same page with that.
Wednesday too. Yeah, I gotta tell you,
I saw that trailer. Was like, oh, it's in the middle of the week. No, sir.
Yeah, they're not gonna get me.
No, sir. You're not gonna get me.
They ain't gonna give me this year either.
Yeah, I looked at that joint. New Year's Day is like on a Wednesday or Tuesday. It's on the Wednesday. So I was like, I'm not going to work Thursday and Friday. No.
I got kids coming in here tomorrow. I'm thinking like, man, we about to go middle of the week. I'm going back tomorrow.
Yep.
Like kids coming on a Wednesday, they about to be lit.
Yeah.
These kids about to go 1,000. They about to be like middle of the week.
Next year's gonna be crazy. But anyway, shout out Mike McDaniels is a phenomenal coach. I'm not sure with McDermott. With Craig, the offense has been sputtering. They've been winning, but they've been winning close games. They almost lost to San Diego, man.
They almost lost to New England.
They almost lost to New England. It's like I don't understand what's going on. Leslie Frazier leaves. He fires the offensive coordinator, and the offense still doesn't. They're winning games, but the offense still isn't where it needs to be, and that worries me. Offense, I'm going Miami. Josh Allen hasn't been playing good. Front line. Where's Stephon Diggs at? He's one of the best receivers in the NFL, and he hasn't. And he's been quiet too. He hasn't been saying nothing. He's been quiet, but it's like Josh Allen hasn't really been playing good. And they keep playing these close games to these weak. Let me tell you something what I know about the NFL. Anytime a team plays weaker opponents up to that opponent's status, they're not a good team. That means when they play a good playoff team, they're gonna lose in certain areas. And I know Miami has a lot of injuries. We're gonna get there, but I think on the offensive side of the ball, I think Tyreek has a hell of a game, and I think Waddle plays, and I think Miami makes a statement, and Miami's at home. I don't think Buffalo can play in that heat. I think Josh Allen's going to throw some turnovers. Defense, I got to go with Buffalo. They've been playing better, but once again, they almost gave up. If Zappy doesn't throw those 3 interceptions, they lose to New England. And they still only lost by 7. He threw 3 interceptions. 3. They only lost by 7 points. I'm just worried that Miami defense has too many injuries. I'm picking Buffalo's defense, but overall for the game, I'm worried about Buffalo. Colin Cowherd thinks they're going to the Super Bowl. He's crazy. They're on the top 5 list. It's like, come on, guys, y'all are sipping the Kool-Aid. Miami is going to win. I think Miami is going to win by 17 points. I think they're going to win convincingly. I think they're going to win at home. I think, like Craig said, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. And then Miami's going to win 30-17. Miami beating Buffalo. I got this feeling, man. I got this feeling they're going to show out. Miami going to show out. And listen, my last thing is, they lost big to the Ravens. The Ravens have beaten everybody. They dominated everybody. They dominated the Lions. They've dominated Seattle. They've dominated San Francisco. So let's throw that out.
Now, let me say this. Go
ahead. So who you got, Mo?
Before I say I'm about to say, I'm gonna say this. Mm-hmm. If that, I'm not arguing your point, but if that does happen, I don't see McDermott back. Yeah. If we talking about everything on the line, they get blown out. I don't care if that thing is neutral. Miami, with this team being what he's had for the last 6 years, and you get blown out with everything on the line, you don't make the playoffs. He ain't coming back. I don't see it. I don't see it. But all right, let's go.
I agree. Go ahead. No, I agree.
Yeah, who you got? Coaching. You know what? I'm gonna go McDaniel just because what he's done. Not being a head coach before, the culture he's brought in, him taking Tua and developing his confidence. Because we knew the situation he was in, and like for him to take Tua and develop his confidence and have Tua feeling like, hey, I am a good quarterback.
Mo, you're muted.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
My Bluetooth died. It's cool.
Okay, there it is.
Him giving Tua that confidence and him running that offense and everybody's confident. I like that. Defensively, I'm gonna go with Buffalo. The Chubb injury and just the injuries they had, but that Chubb ACL tear is big. That is big. That's a pass rush. I mean, I love Ramsey. I love Howard. But I think that Chubb, if you can't get home and you really force some points, keep having to defend long, it's bad. But offensively, I'm still gonna go Miami. I don't know if Waddle's playing. I don't know if Buster's playing. If they're at full strength, you clearly go Miami. But I still go Miami only because Tyreek Hill is the difference, and Tua's having a big season. But that being said, I'm gonna stand strong on what I said before. I'm gonna go Buffalo. I'm gonna go Buffalo 27-20.
Mm.
2 seed. That put them as a 2 seed. That put Miami as a 6 seed. And let's go with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna say this right now. I got Miami as a 6 seed, and I got them in the first round upset over Kansas City.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's big. That's big. So listen, guys. Next week we have a plethora of NFL games that are deciding. We're gonna go down. It's easy, right? And Steelers versus Ravens. The Ravens are probably gonna lose because they're probably gonna sit everybody. Colts and Texans. We picked the Texans. The Colts. This is a playoff game. Listen, Saturday night, 8 p.m. That's a great game. That's a great game. Panthers and Bucks. Very interesting game because Craig picked Panthers to win. Browns and Bengals. Browns could be sitting people.
Hey, Craig, Craig, no disrespect y'all, but if y'all beat them and Tampa don't get in, dude should be fired. He shouldn't even make the Monday conversation. There shouldn't be no Black Monday. There's no respect to y'all. I'm being real honest here. And you had 2 games though. Is that fair though? We had 2 games. Oh, you had 1 time.
They were at home last week and they got beat. They got
destroyed by the Saints.
You turn around and lose the Panthers and give up the division.
Yeah.
You know, you had to do is win 1 game. Oh, he's fine.
It's gonna be interesting.
I would do it Sunday. I would get rid of it.
It's gonna be interesting. Vikings, Lions. We all think Lions gonna win that. Patriots and Jets. That doesn't really matter. That's for a draft. Morale. Aaron Rodgers will be back with the Jets, and Patriots probably let go. Falcons, Saints, a big game. Titans and Jags, a big game. Trevor Lawrence might be not healthy. That's going to be big. Bears and Packers, pretty big game. We all think the Packers are going to win. Chiefs are probably going to sit everybody.
That's one coach we didn't talk about. That's one coach we didn't talk about. Put a question mark there. Do you feel like it's a conversation with him?
Who?
Robert Saleh, like you got to win next year. You got to.
No. Aaron Rodgers likes him. He'll be back. Nat Hackett's going to be back.
I'm saying the conversation though. Is it still a conversation?
Nah, the owner came out like 2 weeks ago. He said no. He came out and was like, no.
2-3 years? You think he's going to get 2-3
years?
Yeah,
he's going to get another year with Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't, at this point, I would just want to see what Aaron Rodgers, with everybody.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying, James. I'm not saying him get fired, but would it be a conversation like, okay, Rodgers healthy, you get a year? Like, I don't think like a whole, if we talk about New York, I don't think he get a whole long time.
I don't know. Aaron said he might play more than one more year. So we gotta see if Aaron got 2-3 good years in him. We gotta see where that goes. You know what I'm saying? Raiders and Broncos. That game really doesn't mean anything. Draft status, maybe about player evaluation and coach evaluation, maybe. Eagles and Giants. Big. Eagles need to win it. That's a big game. Rams aren't resting. The 49ers are resting their players. Dallas, big game. We got the Commanders. And then Bills and Dolphins. So this is going to be some interesting football. I can't really wait. And then we got the national championship on Monday.
I think Pierce
is going to be a good weekend of football. You think
Pierce get the permanent job? You think Pierce get the permanent job?
That's a good question to end on. I personally would. The players like playing for him. I would make sure I get a good quarterback and a strong offensive coordinator. But I definitely would. I would consider Antonio Pierce.
But just knowing ownership history, it's up in the air. I won't put money on it, but I would hope Pierce get
it's up in the air. I don't know.
They've been known. They've done this before, less than 2 years ago.
What'd you say, Craig?
1 year ago.
Huh?
What you think? I think
they should give him an opportunity. I said they should have gave Scotty or whatever his name was.
I think it was Scotty. Yep.
A few years ago, I thought they should have gave him an opportunity, but they didn't. They didn't for whatever reason, and they ended up being where they were. But I think they need to figure something out, obviously, and I think Pierce could be that guy. I don't know why they wouldn't just give him an opportunity instead of just going out and trying to find Josh McDaniels or whatever. I thought that was as soon as he said Josh McDaniels was going to be the coach, I knew that was a bad hire. I mean, we seen what he did before, so why not just give the guy who had the team playing well in Biscotti or whatever an opportunity? And Pierce is doing the same thing. The Panthers had the same type of thing with the defensive coordinator who's now in San Francisco. Steve Wilks. Yeah, so they had to just give these guys who are trying to galvanize the team, especially if the players are positive about it and they really like the coach. Why not just give them an opportunity?
That's it. I agree with that. Just give him an opportunity. You have nothing else to lose. If he sucks as a coach, then you'll be okay.
Even if you say, 1 year deal, let's see what you do, and now give you extension.
I would give him a 3 year. I'll sign him to 3 years, see what he can do. If the team is playing this hard for him, you're going to probably draft a quarterback. Antonio Pierce needs to hire a good OC. He needs to hire a good OC. But I think the Raiders fired their GM too. Didn't they fire their GM?
They need a quarterback.
They fired both. Yeah, they fired a coach and GM, I think.
They need a quarterback.
I mean, O'Connell's not playing horrible.
But I know
he's the answer.
I don't know.
I don't think he's the answer.
I don't think he's the answer per quarterback. So I think they need to figure something out. But I don't know. They got a ways to go, I guess. But
they got a ways to go, young.
I'm hoping he don't make that crazy mistake. But I wouldn't put it past the Raiders.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what they're gonna do. Me, Craig, I'm bringing back Antonio Pierce. That's just me, man. I'm gonna have to, man.
I'll bring him back.
Well, all right, guys. We're gonna see y'all next week. Next week, we're gonna start going live on Instagram too. It's gonna be pretty awesome. And once again, you're gonna catch us on any podcast every week, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio. We are everywhere we can get podcasts at, and you can always catch us live on YouTube. And we will be back next week talking about the NFL playoff matches and college football too. And maybe some NBA is going to start being sprinkled in there. It's that time of year. So, all right, guys, we will see y'all next week. Fourth quarter is out. Peace.